I see many of you shouting, oh, politics 101. What Bola Ahmed Tinubu did. Oh, it's politics 101. That's how to do. No, it's not politics 101. It is wickedness 100. That's what it is. Somebody who knows he's not fit for a job, he's not physically and medically fit for the job, takes on the job just because he can either wrangle his way through, or there are people who over the years he has helped, and then it is now his turn. It's a sense of entitlement of his turn to now rule. And you're there gleefully laughing and, all the permutations and whatever. Your life is being wasted. It's your life and that of your children and your children on board that are going to be wasted. All our lives. That's what it means. Let me give you an example. I'm 48 years old. I have arthritis. Sickness is something, as you come with age, these are some of the things that you deal with. What I could do 8 years ago, I can't do them now. There are things that I could do when I was in my 20s very well. I can't. So just imagine for a moment that because I have certain connection, I've placed people in certain places, then I now say that, and it has always been my dream to run for the Olympics. I'll now go and put myself to run for the Olympics because I can, and then I can get my way through there. When there are people who can actually go there and bring in the gold medal, that's exactly what we are doing. And this is what Nigerians have been doing. You keep people who do not care about you. Look at Atiku. Abubakar Atiku, where has he been all this while in your life? He went out, he's chilling. You have people who are chilling in Dubai and chilling in London, coming to be your leaders. You're gleefully, this is the time, all the prayers you've been doing, the miracle you ask for, this is the time for that miracle. But no, you rather put in people who cannot, you can truly see that they cannot even deliver on the job that we have. The same thing I was saying. 2014, I was saying the same thing. Why was Buhari running for office? Why didn't he bring somebody else? And today we are here, the same thing again. It's 8 years of wickedness, right? All of us will suffer. There's enough evil to go around for every one of us. Keep voting in people that are going to destroy your life.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the number one. Listen to me. Watch this. Anywhere you are, is number one podcast in Nigeria. Number one podcast in Nigeria. The Terms and Conditions podcast by Pulse. Anybody claiming to be number one, that's a lie. That's a lie.
That's a lie, my G.
That's a lie. Remember this. If you've been rocking with us from the beginning, there's something I always say. The government is lying. The charts is lying. The women are lying.
How do you guys even feel about the fact that you didn't feel the need to wait for me?
But we remain true to the game, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. Number one podcast. Shout out to you guys. You guys loved the hell out of that Vector episode, and we did. They took Melody to school, bro.
Took who to school?
They took you to school.
They didn't take me to no damn school.
You were taken to school.
No, I wasn't. Ew.
Why?
Church.
It's not only church. Anyway, so I don't even understand why you guys think it is school for you not to wait for me to be done with my lip gloss and you start recording.
Because we are bros. You're our bro. You're not.
I'm not your bro.
You're our bro.
What are you?
I'm a woman. I'm a young lady.
Woman. Shout out to Simi, new album out. Shout out to Simi, new album out. Shout out to Faust, new album out. Listen, at the beginning, you probably heard the Aisha. We'll come back to Simi and Faust and albums. You probably heard the Aisha Yusufu clip that we played at the beginning. So we saw what happened at the APC primaries. Can we talk about that for a bit? Did you guys stay up to watch the primaries?
Melody.
I did.
Melody.
Did you guys stay up to watch?
Melody.
Talani wants to gloat. I did.
Melody. It's time to say that Motolani
is right.
You are the absolute fucking best.
Tolani called it.
Greatest.
So Tolani said Tinubu was going to win, and I said he wasn't going to win, and he called it and Tinubu won. So can we just move on from
No, we're not moving on.
What do you want? Like, round of applause?
No.
What do
Say
you want?
with your chest.
I said Tolani called it.
No. Say Motolani, you are the greatest. Anything I say now, anything you say now shall be continued.
No, I won't say. Ew. How would I say that?
Anyway, the APC primaries had a lot of moving parts. It did. I'm not even kidding. It had a lot of moving parts. First of all, award for best speech goes to Tunde Bakare. Tunde Bakare used anointing to give political speech. Shout out to him.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to him. One of the people that refused to step down got 0 votes.
At least he fought to the end.
There's a clip. Someone put up a clip online of where he was speaking. He was talking in his church. And he was like, Muhammadu Buhari is the 15th president of Nigeria, and by the special grace of God, God told me that yours truly will be the 16th president of the Federal Republic. And the church members were,
Did he really say God told me?
Yes.
So what does it mean now?
God, they see. God, see. Some days it feels like we need Old Testament God. Make people they collect because God is saying things. No, picture God right now, bro. Everybody that came up on the APC primary stage
mentioned
God, give shout out to God, saluted God, referenced God in one way or the other.
I'm just like, God is like, what's up?
But that goes to show you that Nigerian politicians are smart.
How are they smart?
Because Nigerians
are very religious. This is a very religious country.
I feel like we need to stop playing that card. Like,
it's not a playing card. It's what it is. Nigerians are very religious. Take it or leave it.
Mary, why do you think Oshibajo became the running mate to Buhari?
Of course, definitely.
Osibanjo didn't just become the running mate. Let's even analyze this Osibanjo thing. Osibanjo became the running mate, right? He's a pastor from the biggest church in Nigeria. Buhari visited that church. Adeboye prayed for him in church. That's a cosign as it gets. Do you understand? Tolani, leave bodies alone.
Like, do you understand? Can you drop your phone?
Tolani is always checking. Hey guys, wait, real quick. Check your babes Instagram. If you see followed by one more Tolani, break up.
Not even followed by, and also liked.
Break up.
Tolani
just
liked.
Don't bother. There are certain people. One more Tolani, Fouls, YC, Adedotun that works in Trace. If you see followed by any of these guys, just break up.
Calling your money.
So back to it. So now Osibanjo has all that cosign, right? And of course Buhari played it. The crazy thing about this election, this particular election, right, is the chess games they were using media to play.
Were they though?
Were they? How?
I felt like there was a lot of disinformation.
No.
If it's not disinformation,
it was assumption.
No, not just assumption. Then Osibanjo was really left to dry.
What do you mean? Break down this media conversation.
Was Buhari was backing him.
So here's what happened in that situation. Here's what
you
we
think.
believe. No, here's what we believe happened.
Okay.
In that situation. So Buhari was a president, and it was his power, his cosign mattered.
You say was.
He's
the
president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and he's seen as like the leader of the party in some circles,
with the most influence,
right? And it's from the north. So the problem was, he didn't want to. Word on the street is that Tinubu knew as far back as 2020 that Buhari wasn't going to support him.
Or give him that good sign.
April, some people said August. We don't know how true it is. That happened, and Tinubu started a charm offensive. It's an offensive of sorts, a subtle offensive, certain parts, announcing in parts, giving us hints and all that.
Yeah.
Buhari didn't want to support Tinubu, but he was caught in two minds. One, he knew, forget all that, the reply that they were writing back at Tinubu.
Yeah.
He knows that he wouldn't have won in 2015 without Tinubu. He knows.
Of course.
He knows.
I don't even know why anyone is even arguing that.
He knows. That's one. And he knows that it would be a bad look for him to come out and actually support someone against that guy. That's one. Number two, he knows that there's a chance that if he's back to Oshibajo, even if he wins the primaries, he's unlikely to beat Atiku. It's very unlikely to beat Atiku.
So now here's the question.
Wait. So he's unlikely to beat Atiku. So it became a problem of he then didn't want to support. He would have loved to support Oshibajo, obviously. Mm-hmm. And in a lot of circles, everybody knew that he supported Oshibajo. But what I really pointed out to somebody was this. Somebody said, if Buhari had come out to support Oshibajo, that would have changed something. I said, no, it wouldn't.
No, it wouldn't.
I think it would have.
It wouldn't.
Man,
if he had openly supported or co-signed Osibanjo, a lot of people that supported other people from the north, especially a lot of delegates from the north would have supported Osibanjo.
That Osibanjo could run for primaries.
It's enough.
It's a cosign.
How so? What if
it's the confidence?
The fact, but he didn't openly do it. If he had openly said it, that this is my candidate.
Should I tell you why I'm saying this? Osibanjo has no political capital, none, zero. He's a brilliant man. He's not dumb. He has none. You're just a VP that was put there.
Yes, and the person that put you there is the person that is also campaigning.
Continue,
We're
my
going
brother.
to come back to Oshibajo.
Yeah.
Right? Melody, a lot of games get played in private in politics, in the back rooms, in the dark rooms. That's where the alliances are made. Do you think that even though Buhari didn't support Tinubu, obviously shows you that he didn't want Tinubu to win?
Yeah, he didn't.
So it shows you that the person that he wanted to win was...
Tinubu took jabs at him
when
he won
when he said, you've been wasting, I've been something.
You've been waiting for me. You've also kept me waiting.
It's okay now.
Like, so people that are really in Buhari's circles knew that Buhari didn't want Tinubu to win.
Definitely.
So Melody, you are not understanding what is going on here. The fact that people knew that he didn't want Tinubu to win, regardless of if he came out to say it or not, it's enough.
I don't think so.
It
That's
is.
what I'm saying. I don't
Melody,
think so.
the biggest...
I feel that if he had openly, people in certain circles knowing it's not the same as people openly knowing.
Melody,
and Buhari
let me give you another
campaigning.
Let me give you another scenario. Let me give you another scenario.
First of all,
Excel, let me give Melody another scenario. Tinubu had an outburst in Abeokuta, Ogun State
about
Buhari, about Oshibajo.
Buhari and Osibanjo. What does that tell you?
And Buhari's governor.
No. Listen to this. Buhari's team then wrote an open letter
Responding
to Tinubu. That is enough
for you to know.
That
He didn't want to.
So really, guy, if nothing was, he didn't have to come out to say it.
Can we get into the why?
Why what?
Why does Buhari not want
Tinubu to win? I feel it's a tribal thing.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but I think Buhari is highly tribalistic.
It's not.
But if the tribal thing, why is he supporting Osibanjo, who is also
because
in
the North can control Oshibajo.
Because Tinubu,
they can't control him.
Tinubu is too power crazy.
Yeah. No, it's because you can't control him.
That's power crazy.
Tinubu
is too power crazy. The man is he might have Alzheimer's for all we know. He's shaking. Tinubu is literally shaking, and he wants to be president. Like he's not in good health. It's not hidden. And he wants to be president. And guess what? Tinubu stood up against the former president, Obasanjo.
Yeah, and he won.
And the man is powerful. He's not to be fucked with. So Buhari has that in mind that normally the North runs Nigeria. Yeah. It's not hidden.
Yeah.
So if we give this guy, even if he promises it's 4 years,
the North
runs Nigeria
with their numbers.
Yes,
with their numbers in politics, everything. They run Nigeria.
Let me give you where it started happening. There was an article I read in the Nation. You know, Ayo. I've forgotten the guy's name. One Delta guy that used to write on the back of the Nation. Okay. There was an article that when the South was sending their second generation people to England and the US to go and study, the North was packing people inside the military. And guess what?
I read the article.
You read the article?
I read the article.
We haven't taught this in government. Even.
Yeah. I read the article. I read the article.
You know, one of the greatest things that never happened in this country, Obasanjo and Tinubu being allies.
It would have been incredible.
If Obasanjo and Tinubu were allies,
the South would have had way too much.
The South would have had
way too much leverage.
Yeah.
It never happened. It's such a shame because a lot of things that have happened as a result of that not happening is too wild.
Yeah.
And the North has shown that they will always stand by their guys.
Always.
Kwakwanso had assured Wike more or less that he was by his side. At the primaries, I stepped down for Atiku.
Excel.
Are you sure he actually?
It was.
When people wait, let's talk about this Wike and Kwakwanso situation for a minute. When people were saying that Kwakwanso betrayed Wike,
yes,
people did not come to say that with as regards that.
Melody, do you know what?
Wait, I have not said what I wanted to say.
Melody,
Let me be done with my lineup.
Go.
Before I forget.
Sorry.
People were not saying that Kwakwanso and Wike conversation based off the fact that Kwakwanso made any promise to Wike. People were saying stuff like, when his state was going through something, Wike gave him money. Wike has always supported him financially. It wasn't based off of Kwakwanso making any verbal promise to Wike. People just assumed he was going to align with Wike based off of the financial support that Wike has given the state.
Do you believe that
there's something you don't do, and you need to start doing it? You need to follow political Twitter.
I do.
You don't.
I actually.
Should I tell you why?
Why?
Because the Kwakwanso and Wike alliance has started since 2020. This Wike running for president is not today.
Yes, it's not.
It don't day since,
right?
And when Kwakwanso had promised Wike, Wike's camp.
Let me add something.
It's one of the things that gave him from Wike's camp has been beating it since, not this year.
Let me add something to you.
See, one thing that I realized,
there's allyship in politics,
yeah,
right? And you know your allies. from the start, everybody knows. Everybody knew. Everybody thought either through action, inaction, alliance.
You always know you know people that are on your side.
Kwankwaso looked like
you look.
It's
like,
not even look like,
and
bruv.
just respond to what
Melody,
Excel said.
You didn't sign a pact.
No.
Nobody signed a pact of allyship.
Just respond to what Excel said about following political Twitter. One thing that this APC convention has showed us is that a lot of people just yank packs on
That's
Twitter.
a lie.
Wait, a lot of
That's
people
a
yank
lie.
packs on Twitter because people were
That's
swearing.
a lie.
Wait.
That day before the primary started,
know a lot of people
APC
from
boys have
political-
started saying, even some of Osibanjo's boys have started saying, we have been betrayed. It was happening that day. Then the other
people
factor,
swore that
the other
Tinubu would
faction to
never
keep
win.
the other faction. See, you can't swear that Tinubu
Some
will
people were
never
saying
win.
stuff like, I will delete my Twitter account. Political Twitter was just yanking packs.
Melody, guess what?
People were forming to have info, they don't have any info.
Guess what? Political people that knew that Osibanjo would not win were tweeting congratulations to Osibanjo. You know that there was congratulations to Osibanjo trending before.
That would debunk.
Yes.
We have to
These
debunk it.
games.
Yes.
Games. Forget the games. Pay attention to the real.
I'm going to give you a fact because I work in media. I'm going to give you things that I can't go into details for. Mails that I got. Oshibajo's team were fucking desperate. You know how desperate they got? They were sending out wild secular social media accounts of media companies. I'm telling you for a fact. They were so like. Do you know the thing that happens in politics? The fact that they call people Your Excellency, it gives people a lot of delusions. Melody, Melody, do you know one of the greatest blessings of my life, of my whole life, is that I'm very rational. I can see things rationally. And that's the reason why I told you that Tinubu was going to win, because I looked at the entire APC. Nobody can out-politic this guy. You can't
outbuy.
You can't outbuy. You can't out-ally him.
Or outspend.
You can't out-manipulate him. Forget that Melody. Forget the spending part.
Actually, the money part played a big role.
Melody, I'm telling you something. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Even if Oshibajo and Tinubu had, let's say, $100 million, that's the rumored amount.
You would go with Tinubu.
Tinubu will still
because
win.
Tinubu has more political.
Don't you understand?
Yeah. Osibanjo has none.
Do you know what wins
being a
elections?
VP.
Do you know what wins elections? What wins elections is I can promise you certain things and I can live up to them. Tinubu has a history of doing that.
Plus
Of rewarding people.
Plus Osibanjo is not to be trusted, and he showed it. The one time that Buhari was sick and Osibanjo was kept in charge, he removed the head of DSS. He made some drastic changes. I remember that time we were praising him.
Yes.
Buhari's were not happy.
But when he made those decisions, guys, let's say this out of like without bias.
Yeah.
When Osibanjo was in charge at the time where Buhari was not around,
people were happy.
Were people not happy? Didn't he feel like
the
things were
people
better?
don't run government. This is Nigeria. You're in a third world country. The people don't run government. The people that run government do what the fuck they like.
I mean, there are chances. Someone gave me a point recently that I sort of thought was compelling. The person said he doesn't think Oshibajo will be a bad president.
Of course he wouldn't.
I don't
The
think
guy
so
said,
too.
the guy said
He wouldn't.
Even though Oshibajo is kissing, bro, I get emails from Vice President's office every day.
Talking about what?
I get a newsletter every blessed morning from the Vice President's
Are
office.
you serious?
Yes, I can show you. Every blessed fucking morning.
That's
You know what they
wild.
talk about? A lot of wild shit. And if this guy wanted to get the presidency by all means, do you know why? Because his political career is now in fucking tatters. He couldn't afford to lose that election.
And let's not remove the fact that men of God told him he would be president.
Let's talk about that man of God thing, guys. Remember
He's a real life without the tragedy. Osibanjo is a African Macbeth just without the tragedy.
I think it was very. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't.
you can't use that
I wouldn't
word.
say
He's a
delusional.
vice
So delusional,
president.
yes, but it showed that the whole thing showed lack of political acumen.
Thank you.
That's what it showed. Because guess what? You need to understand certain things. One, Tinubu winning this election, no matter winning the APC primaries, rather, I like it, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
My angle is wild. My angle is very wild.
Take it.
Nigeria is changing.
How?
A northern person will not vote for Tinubu on a good day.
How do you know they will now?
Right, like the fact that they voted even in the primaries is wild.
Well, so I think that
Tinubu
general
is
vote and
Tinubu is a Yoruba Muslim.
primaries is wielded largely by money.
Not always.
Largely
Not
by
always.
money, but largely by money.
No, Melody.
No,
it's wielded
not
by
all.
influence.
It's wielded by
and it's wielded by
influence.
promise of future.
No, Melody.
Money.
No, it's not always. I'm
not
serious. It's not
Not
always
every
by money.
situation. How much do you want to give certain people?
It's not always by money.
The same principle.
How many Melody? How many
political?
How many primaries have
mean,
you actively followed? You know, go
I
past.
followed
You know, go
this
past
one.
2. You followed
And
one.
I followed
can't
the
say
last
always.
one. And I followed
I
the
said,
last-
what did I say? You know, go past.
But wait, I
You
saw
go past
talking
two.
about this political Twitter power, right? I saw lots of people talk about how people were returning Osinbajo's money because Tinubu's money was higher.
Melody, you also need to understand.
Guess what? That would even be a lie because delegates collect all. That
It is true. That's the truth.
Delegates collect from everybody, and whoever wins, they'll go and meet you and say, "We voted
No,
for
but they'll
you."
return the money back.
Return what?
You think this is like US visa? It's not refundable. If you don't get the visa, it's not refundable.
It's money you pay after provisional slips.
Look at what
Melody.
I'm saying.
Let's go back to this conversation of Osinbajo. His naivety and ignorance played. Like, so you need to understand something about political Twitter. People they pander to who they have alliances with.
Normal.
That's the problem. Now it's left for you as someone that doesn't have allegiance to anybody to look at things critically and say, wow.
Do you know what he was
This
told
is the truth.
privately?
Melody, I don't care what they were fucking told privately.
But guess what?
Do you know what he was told privately?
Melody, you are still not understanding.
No,
He was delusional to believe those things.
Melody. The fact, that Osinbajo would believe. Let's imagine.
Hey!
Shebi, we know that Buhari was supporting him. Buhari wanted him, right? The fact that he would
Is
even
that
take
enough cosign?
No. Melody,
Do you know
Tinubu is a fucking powerhouse.
Forget even Tinubu. Buhari has a history of being ridiculously tribalist. Ridiculously. Do you remember when you were not there that day. When Ayo was here now, that day you went somewhere, I think you went for that Spotify thingy, that Ayo and Chuk stayed with us. Ayo mentioned it that day now. That Tinubu, Buhari by nature, putting in a southerner, he got a scratch in body.
No, the reason why I did that was because they needed someone to control.
They needed someone to control. And guess what?
They wanted him. The plan. What I heard is the plan was get someone in there that we can control. Let him do 4 years. We zone it back to
Then
the north
we zone
again.
it back to the north.
That's the plan.
As far as my word on the street was, if Osinbajo got it, El Rufai would be his vice.
Yes.
That was word on the street. Yes, that was the word on the street. That if Osinbajo got it, guess what? Now this is so wild that Tinubu doesn't have to pick a northern Christian. Tinubu is most likely going to take a northern Muslim,
yes.
and we move whatever you want to make of that.
That's your
That's your
problem.
fucking business.
But I think that what are the odds? What are the chances of? Okay, taking into cognizance the fact that Tinubu has emerged the candidate for APC now, and people of the opinion that Buhari wanted Osinbajo to win. Now that his candidate did not get the ticket, maybe
He's in pain.
what if he's in pains? What if he now goes to merge with Atiku?
yes.
Well, that's
It's very likely.
Based on
It's
nothing,
very
nothing.
possible that behind
now
the
work
scenes,
with Atiku behind
it's
the
very
scenes.
possible that behind the scenes. But then again, that is why I said that
'Cause they're not
I liked
permanent
that
enemies.
Tinubu won for the wrongest reason, being that if Northerners could put that Northern tribalism
Bayo told.
and
So Bayo,
Muslim
shout out to
thing,
Bayo.
he passed money.
Shout out to
What
Bayo,
do
the
you mean?
news
I don't
editor.
The Northern tribalism.
Shout
it
out
doesn't care about money.
to Bayo, the
Yes,
news
they
editor.
always-
So after I got back from the PDP
always
elections
align.
in Abuja, I said a lot of Northerners told him that we want your man to win. No, he told me.
Which man?
Bayo, Tinubu.
Mm.
He told me way before this shit happened.
Why?
I don't know. I didn't know. He told me.
Because I also don't see how it will be easy for the northern elite to convince the northern what's it called, the northern electorate
To vote for
Tinubu. No, to vote for Tinubu. Nigeria is crazy. I know I've given this example before. A Yoruba imam can't lead prayers in the north.
It's not good enough.
You said it before.
It's not Muslim enough.
That's what it is. Not Muslim enough. So if even at primary stage, northern delegates vote Tinubu like this, if money can cancel that tribalistic thing, then Nigeria is changing.
Let's talk
Small,
about
small,
let's,
but
let's,
it is.
let's talk about Atiku for a minute. What do you think about
Atiku would have lost if not for Tambuwal.
If not for
Tambuwal.
Tambuwal. Yeah, is it Tambuwal?
Tambuwal.
It's Tambuwal that stepped out. Why did I say Kwankwaso?
Why is it Kwankwaso?
Tambuwal. You were saying Kwankwaso was Tambuwal.
It's Tambuwal. Thank you. So yeah,
Why so?
Because
I feel like when it comes to like I feel politically Atiku is a bigger force.
so here's what happened. If memory serves,
Tambuwal is like a cult leader.
no,
He has a
Tambuwal
cult
came. So
following,
the rumor is Tambuwal came with about 150 or something votes.
Delegates.
Votes. as a rumor, right? And
That's a lot.
Atiku basically beats Wike by just over 100.
Not a lot, which was surprising.
Just over 100.
Wike came second.
Is it just over 100?
Just over 100. Check
Wike
it.
came second.
Confirm.
But now, word on the streets, I saw in an article on Punch
that's why Wike was sparring. If not for Tambuwal, Wike would have won.
That is between Wike and Okowa for vice. My brother, because I want a very, very interesting elections, I want Wike for vice.
It was over 100 now.
Yeah, I said just over 100.
Oh, yes, you're correct.
Atiku
Atiku got 371 votes.
Wike got something.
237.
Exactly.
Saraki got 70. Actually, it was close.
Yes.
So Tambuwal's
votes
Wike
swung
passed Saraki by a mile. That's wild.
by Milo.
That's wild.
What does it say about the political future of Saraki?
Not a lot.
I feel like he's just building momentum.
Not a lot,
I feel like in the next 4 years,
but guess
he's
what?
going to be more
Guess
powerful.
what? Saraki is a smart man.
Oh yeah,
So Saraki is somebody that whoever, if PDP mistakenly wins, if Atiku mistakenly wins,
his power
put
is
him
back.
somewhere.
Yeah.
He'll be okay.
Put him somewhere.
Actually,
Saraki will
think,
be
Anybody that wins this election, the smartest move by anybody who wins would be to give Peter Obi a position.
I actually feel like Saraki.
So that's I'm sorry. The person I'll probably vote for in this election is probably going to be Peter Obi, but he's too naive.
So do you know what I've understood?
He's too naive.
I've understood two things. I've understood it's one of two things.
Nobody. You can't rule.
It's either
Let me land. Wait.
It's either he's playing a game.
No, he's not playing any game.
No. I'm serious.
Okay.
It's either he's playing a game of being idealistic in public.
I'm being a wild nigga in private. But
Wild.
excel.
And if he's really idealistic, then he's naive. And people have to move mad on his behalf.
If that's the case, then he wouldn't have left the PDP.
Actually,
No, he wouldn't have.
he would have stayed. He would have
would have
stuck
stayed?
it out.
He
and
would
stuck
not
it
still
out.
have outbought Atiku.
Eh?
He would not have outbought. He doesn't have enough. He's not like a Tinubu
Guy.
No, he's not like a Tinubu that has enough political
Guy.
capital.
Yes.
He doesn't.
Collect ministerial VP.
But the man feels like he knows
doesn't
where
want
he's
to wait.
going.
He
Yes,
doesn't want to wait.
aside from that, he also feels like he has somewhere
He
he's
doesn't want to
headed.
wait.
And
Melody.
I don't know
he
why.
has so
I don't know
much
why.
to
No,
achieve
no. I
right
don't.
now.
Nigerian politics is not played by idealism. You people should get that out of your minds.
No, it's the Nigerian politics.
It's not. See, politics anywhere is not played by idealism.
Nigeria-
If it was,
Nigeria
Trump
is-
wouldn't have become American president.
Nigeria is not even ideal. There's nothing ideal about
You
it.
people, see, all these Twitter people, you people should stop giving people zobo. The Nigerian politics is not the way you people want to paint it. You saw Gbadebo that came here and Gbadebo was educated in Princeton or where? Gbadebo was telling you, MIT, he was telling you that, bruh, the first time I lost, he cried. When he came back, you need to spend money.
And he
forget your idealism.
and Gbadebo spoke. Remember that Gbadebo spoke about people.
Yes,
he did. He said,
Spoke about Peter
why
Obi. He was
don't do what
like-
you're supposed to
That
do.
time, Peter Obi had not defected to
Yeah.
Labour.
bro. Yes,
He
now
Spoke about it. He was
Just do
like,
what
Peter
you're
Obi is not ready to do what he
it's
needs to
not
do.
ready.
So I feel like when it comes to politics, right? You guys say that nobody can win politics based on idealism, right? It's not possible. I hear you, but if someone wants to stick to their values, stick to what they believe in, we should applaud it instead of putting the man down.
No.
I'm not going to applaud it.
Also,
You are applauding it by voting for him.
also,
No. I am endorsing. I'm endorsing the fact that I think he's going to be a great president. I'm voting for what I think.
I feel like it's weird when people are saying that, oh, this person won't win because she's not playing by the books. If someone said that they want to rise above certain things and just be a good and
Melody.
just wait now and just stick to their values, shouldn't that be enough reason for you
Both
to
of
say,
you are
stop,
right.
wait,
Thinking-
I'm not done with my thoughts.
Both of you are
Shouldn't
right.
that be enough reason for you to say, oh, this person doesn't want to play politics by the old books. I want to start with a
There
new
is
book.
no way for
And
you
it's
to effect change.
And whether or not this person wins or not, we have to give him credit for what is happening with the young people now. He is the major reason we have young people, involved in politics
Not
at this
really,
level
it's not.
right now. No,
It's
we've
not
not
him.
seen this happen before.
It's not him.
Imagine people talking about how they want to close their
but-
shops to go and register.
Tolani, there are a lot more. There are a lot
We've
more.
not seen this happen in a
I don't know
very,
if-
very long
wait,
time.
Tolani, what I want to say is that both of you are right. One. No, wait. No,
No,
both
we are
of you
not right. I am right. She's wrong.
No, both of you are right.
No.
Let me tell you why. Should I tell you why?
No.
I have to
Let
tell
me
you
land.
why.
You land. Let me tell you something, my brother.
It's my brother.
I'm his brother.
You can't.
Fuck you.
You can't win. You can't effect change from the outside. You know what? You remember what
Jay-Z said
what
that.
Chris Brown said in that song?
Yeah, you're hating from outside the
Why
club.
are you hitting from outside of the
You
club?
can't even get
Can't
it.
You can't get in.
But this person has been a governor, so he's actually in.
Melody is not.
Not at national level. Peter Obi.
He's not.
Peter Obi just
You
graduated.
people should forget this. Stop selling this man Konjobo on Twitter.
Peter Obi
You
just.
people are not going to vote.
Peter Obi just graduated.
Who says?
Graduated to the premiership. No, that's what it's like. He just really came to the premiership.
And he's still fighting relegation battles
He just
because he
came
went
to
to
the
Labour
premiership.
Party.
He just
I'm
came to
sorry,
the
it's
premiership.
naive.
And he's not ready to do what it
Shouldn't
takes.
we applaud that we
No!
have someone who does not want to pay delegates, who does not want to go by the old rules, who wants to do it
We
the
are
right
not going
way?
to see the change that you're promising. It's never going to happen.
Can I tell you why both
Do you
of-
understand?
Can I tell you why both of you
If
are
young
right?
people go behind
Can I
him,
tell you why
it
both
just
of you
might
are right,
happen.
Tolani?
It just might happen. People
I-
are willing to use their offices to be centers to campaign for Peter Obi. That is beautiful
No,
to
let
see.
me give you an
Both
argument.
of you are.
Let me.
Can I
How
answer
many
this thing? 'Cause I will forget.
How many votes? Wait.
I'll
How many
forget.
votes did you get in the last election?
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
Shoot
I'll
off.
forget.
What's the point?
You are right, Tolani. Peter Obi can't win. He can't. However, it is important.
This is an important moment in history.
No, Melody. Allow me. Let me tell you. It's not fuck history. Fuck history. Let me tell you why it's important. It is important that political apathy dies.
Excel, let me not tell you
It is
something.
important. See,
Excel,
let me tell you. See,
Let me tell you
before now, if they told you that NSAS would happen, how it
I was about
happened,
to
would
say
you
that.
believe?
I was about to say that
No,
now.
It's a yes or
I was
no
about to
question.
say
Would you
that
believe?
now.
NSAS and Peter Obi are that's false.
It's not
Wait.
how.
wait,
Okay, tell us
wait.
why.
It's false
But
equivalence.
Wait, okay, wait, but
It's false equivalence, my
Wait.
brother.
So sorry.
bro,
Please explain to
do
us
you
why it's
agree?
false
Do you
equivalence.
agree? Yes or no?
The fact that I think
political apathy is important that it reduces in Nigeria. Do you
Or
agree?
even
Yes
dies.
or
In
no? I've removed
advance-
NSAS now.
in advance-
I've removed
What's
NSAS.
Let's go
political
back to
apathy?
NSAS.
Define political apathy.
Bro, people not wanting to vote at all because it's a waste of time. Let me put it at
People not being
that's the
active,
Nigerian level.
people not caring.
To Nigerians, voting is a waste of time.
Yes.
My brother, we need to bring somebody from INEC.
To come to this
Should I
podcast
tell you
and
why?
discuss with us.
We have 4 million new registered voters.
I heard.
Check how many
It's
people are
a
young
record.
people.
I heard.
It's a record.
I heard.
Political. I'm not even crediting this. I don't want to credit this to Peter Obi. Does he play a part? I would say yes.
But do you think all of them are going to vote for Peter Obi?
Do you think all of them would even vote?
That's
you
another
are going
problem.
too far now. You jump now. Do you think all of them will even vote? But Peter Obi, see, sometimes in some scenarios, John the Baptist is more important than Jesus. In some scenarios, Peter Obi might not end up being the chosen one that will change Nigeria as president at all. If he can be the one that will make people wake up, it
It's
is
okay.
great.
And also, it's
It
not.
does, see, I've accepted that Peter Obi will not win, but I've accepted that the
Just say, don't say will. Just
He's not going to
be
win.
careful with
what
your English.
no, he's not going to win. But what he represents,
Not going to win.
which is a hunger for change, is very important.
And Excel, your
That's
number,
what I'm
your
saying.
number
Excel,
is
let
not
me
even
tell you
correct.
something.
Sorry,
Let me tell you
INEC said
something.
that they've recorded 4.5 million Nigerian youth. Only young people.
Oh, this is only young people.
Only young people completed the online registration for fresh voters as of May 2022. 4.5 young people, and it is
Melody.
credit to Peter Obi.
No, I
How
can't
they
give
credit
That's
I
what I'm
can't
saying.
give full
What are
credit
you
to Peter
saying?
Obi because Peter Obi or not, Nigeria is mad right now. Peter Obi or not, like this country is mad. Right? Dollar is 600 and something. Nigeria is what it reached to register to vote. Peter Obi or not, Nigeria is mad.
Let me tell you.
we are mad now.
Let me tell you something about why that Peter Obi thing doesn't. That argument doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work in the sense that that guy is not the reason why people are registered. It's not the only reason.
It's
For
not
some
the only.
people, it's
Bless
the
you.
reason why they are registered.
Bless you.
But it's not the only
It's
reason.
not the only. I agree.
Because take Peter Obi out of the equation. The number might not have been high as 4.5, but we would have
For young
seen
people.
upwards of 3 million because people are just tired.
Yeah.
People are
Is
just
Peter Obi
tired.
the reason why people marched out against census?
No.
People were just tired of the fucking system.
That makes
Yes.
sense.
That's one.
That makes
Now,
sense.
number two, the reason why I said Melody was wrong is this. Do you remember how Jay-Z fought the battle
Yeah. Play
And
the
it's
game to
for-
change
with
the game.
Rockefeller?
Play the
Well,
game
any
to change the game.
Bro, you can't win.
Is it with NFL now or
No, with Rockefeller.
Let's
Play-
start. Let's
Start
forget
with
NFL for
Rockefeller.
now.
Okay,
Let's start
start
with
with
Rockefeller.
Okay.
Left Rockefeller, he needed to change the thing. He became the president of Def Jam and he changed things.
From inside.
yeah.
Play the game first.
Then change the game.
When you went, that's why when someone gave me the point that what makes you think that Oshibajo will not get into power, amass the power and fuck his benefactors up. Someone gave me that very nice argument, and I was like, okay, maybe you are not wrong. This is actually a very good argument. It's very possible because what the person that gave me the argument that you gave me when Buhari was not around and how he tried to imagine.
How
so
to change everything.
The person used it as to present an argument to me that what if the guy actually knows what is right? He's not stupid.
I actually think he does.
He's not stupid.
I think
he's not stupid.
I think he does.
And I was like,
But he's not the guy.
He's not that guy.
Do you know why?
Why?
Osinbajo is also a bit idealistic.
Yeah, oh, he is.
The person that will change Nigeria, it will take a villain.
Yeah.
We need to accept it.
Why do we think an idealistic person cannot change?
Do you know what Nigeria is? Melody, let me tell you what Nigeria is. Nigeria is Gotham. Nigeria is Gotham without Batman.
Excel. Melody needs to understand that nowhere in the world is an idealistic person going to change shit. Do you know why?
The world is rugged.
Do you know why? There's corruption at every level of governance in the entire world.
Rwanda, is it Robert Kagame? He's changing the country. Security has improved. Bro.
Corruption is wild.
Wait, you say corruption. Journalists are going missing. In Rwanda. Journalists are going missing. If you talk anyhow about him, you're out. Is the country improving? Education has improved. Healthcare has improved. Security has improved.
Rwanda is not. It's the tech space in Rwanda is
mad. Nigeria is worse. What they had, Nigeria is far worse than it.
Yes.
It's going to take a madman. I know what I'm telling you.
No, it's not. You can't change.
It's going to take a madman.
No, do you
the
know
person that will change Nigeria will hate him.
No. Excel.
We don't have.
Let me tell you.
Do you agree that
not necessarily. Not necessarily. But it will have a lot of bad publicity at the start. So you need to understand something, Melody.
At least at the start.
Yeah. You need to understand something. The person that's going to change this country can't come and say, you have been controlling Mikano for the past 75 years. Get out. You and your family. You have been controlling the ports for the past 75 years. Go. No.
Nigeria needs a villain.
No. What you are going to do is, you know what Noki Thompson does?
Shout out to niggas that boardwalk empire.
My brother, I can take you out of this, but I will not take you out of it. So instead, I'm going to bring someone else here that's going to oversee what you are doing. And you are not going to be getting $100 million every year again. You are going to be getting 20. Is either that or you take nothing, which means the remaining 80 million gets it out to the people. That's how you can effect change here.
Do you know how wild Nigeria is wild that was it 2 Sundays now?
Yeah.
Or a Sunday ago?
That's what
happened in Owo?
Yeah, it was last Sunday.
Till now. There's no official explanation.
Bro.
Till now. Do you know how wild Nigeria is? Nigeria is wild that it might not be Fulani headsmen or Boko Haram that did that. But somebody can do it knowing that Nigerians will automatically say Fulani headsmen.
Yeah.
That's how wild this place is.
Nigeria is even so wild that the Kaduna train thing, the Kaduna Abuja train situation happened, and the next report we got was that they were going to start running again.
Hostages.
And they are still hostages, and nobody has spoken about
Somebody
it.
that was Osinbajo's classmate is there.
And
in
you
the
guys
video
are
he was talking about, was like, I'm your
actively.
class. Bro. Nigeria is wild.
But
it's going to take a villain.
Excellent. I need to respond to what Tolani said earlier, where he spoke about people serving code Zobo on Twitter and, giving people hopes or giving a certain candidate hopes and saying stuff like, oh, you're going to win. And how Tolani was saying that campaign is not won on Twitter. I actually think that we sometimes underestimate the importance of social media because we cannot talk about Buhari's winning and remove the effect of social media on that.
They didn't vote though.
Facts.
No, but the entire campaign was not the entire, but a good number of that campaign was run on social media.
Not Twitter.
It was Twitter now.
No.
I think
not Twitter.
No, it was Twitter. There was
It
Facebook.
was
It was
Excel.
It was Facebook.
Excel.
It was
Excel.
market. They went everywhere.
Excel. They went everywhere.
But social media was largely where.
Melody, because you were not on Facebook when it was happening.
Yeah.
That's what you need to understand.
Do you know how good? Should I tell you why this Facebook argument I stand by it? The generation that knows Buhari military regime voted
down
Buhari,
Facebook.
voted Buhari back.
And I'm
thing be like juju.
Guys,
the generation that saw Buhari's horrible military regime voted him back as a civilian president.
I'm going to go back.
It's wild.
I'm going to go back.
Generation, they are all mad.
I'm still reading this article.
I'm referring to our parents, by
I'm going to go back to the. I'm
still reading this article about this 4.5 million.
Go on, my sister.
Now, they went on to say the youth's interest in registering for voters cards this year may have been aroused by various advocacy campaigns by influencers on various social media platforms, especially Twitter. Especially Twitter. Why do we make it look like Twitter is largely?
No, Twitter is the noise. There are more people.
Yes,
but there are more people.
for conversation,
Twitter is
it's
the noise.
Twitter.
No.
Melody, what are the numbers of
Melody,
Twitter? What were the numbers of Twitter in
Twitter is the
2015?
noise. Facebook is
It's
the
not
numbers.
it's not the most used.
Twitter is the noise. Facebook is the numbers.
But
No,
guess what?
Twitter is the conversation. Facebook is the action.
Twitter
Facebook
is the
is not-
conversation.
Like no.
But Melody, the conversation
And
is
the
also
action.
had. It's also had by a bunch of elitist people.
On Twitter, yes.
Yes,
Of course, yes.
that have their heads in the sand a lot of times.
We need maybe faux FAUX elitists. Faux elitists.
Faux.
You know why? Because people on Facebook
Well,
have more real power
Guy.
than people on Twitter.
It depends on the conversation.
It depends on
It
no.
depends on the
we're
conversation.
powerful.
Yes, I agree.
It depends on the
We agree.
conversation.
We are powerful in protest.
I agree, Melody. I agree with you.
We're powerful in
Endsars
protest.
was only Twitter.
Yes,
Melody.
like I said, we're
Melody,
powerful in
Melody,
protest.
let me give you something. I love you, but you need to understand something, that Twitter's change still only stays within the walls of elitism on Twitter.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
the problem.
That's the wild part.
True.
That's the problem.
They can only speak to people like you and I.
True.
But
I agree.
we are not the average Nigerians.
We are not. I agree.
Fam, conversations around consent, what constitutes rape, that we
On
have
Twitter.
learned
It's
on
Twitter.
Twitter over the past
It's
10
not
years.
trickle down to.
It doesn't
It
trickle
didn't
down to
trickle down
Nigeria.
it doesn't-
Ain't nobody give a
It
fuck.
doesn't trickle down to the trenches. It doesn't trickle down to.
These niggas still don't want to hear.
Tolani, do you know how I know
Bro.
when I'm done having serious conversations about consent and rape on Twitter? Then I go on Insta blog and I see another person. Somebody say, "Now my wife, now what say I go do? I go."
Bro!
And I'm like, didn't we just talk about this days ago? So
Melody. Someone
so
literally
different.
said her husband was fucking her daughter. Did you guys see the comments from Facebook?
It was
Yes.
a group. Oh. It
They
was
were
a
saying,
group.
And did you guys see it?
Those are married
they were
women.
saying, keep your marriage. Actual women with actual accounts, real life. I checked some of them. Real life.
Those women are going to vote for Tinubu.
Wrong.
They are the people. And
the
guess
ones who
what?
vote, actually.
They are the ones. Their numbers times 3 the
And
number of
what
Twitter.
see,
I
my
agree.
brother, what I need
I agree.
is a competitive election.
And that's what we're
And
getting.
the only thing that can make this election very competitive, Wike as Atiku's vice president. My brother, make we dey go.
So how active
See
a
that.
government Wike
No,
was-
I need people to understand why. Even if Tinubu wins, it has to be by a small margin. It's very important that happens. Should I tell you why?
It's going to,
We
that's
are
what it's
getting
doing.
close to being a one-party state. We are getting to.
But see the margin. Between Buhari and Atiku
close.
last election, it was close. It was close.
Yeah,
It was.
But see what
Yeah.
APC has done in the last 4 years. They cleaned out the Senate, cleaned out a lot of states.
Yeah.
House of Reps.
Yeah.
Do you know how many APC people? The Lagos House of Reps.
I feel that's
almost all
I feel
APC
that's
and one
Southwest.
PDP.
Sha. I think that's Southwest.
Even in the north, they did. Not
Did
all
they?
the north. Yes, but they did.
We're almost a
Not all
one-party
the north.
state, actually.
We are almost a one-party state.
and it came
the
down-
CBN governor has his APC card carrying member. That didn't
wild.
even happen in Obasanjo's time. We are in deep shit.
Yes, we are.
We're in deep shit.
Yes, we are. But don't you think that we
Shout out
sometimes
to Murphy.
don't you think we sometimes overestimate the power of APC outside of Southwest?
No, we
or
don't.
Are you joking?
outside of-
Where's
No,
your
no.
president? Are you,
Where's
are you
your-
joking
where's
with
your
me right
president?
now? Are you joking with me right
What
now?
party
You think
does
they
the
will
president-
have that much power
Everybody
in
in
South?
my G,
Take for
everybody in Nigerian politics that has a very important position is in APC.
Yeah.
Ministerial Senate. I'm not even joking. Is in APC. We are close to being a one part. I know what I'm saying. So if Atiku and Wike, we need a
Atiku and Peter Obi would have been fantastic, Sha.
fuck that. Maybe it's even a good thing that did not happen.
It's a lie.
No, reason this thing with me, because you cannot use idealism to fight people that can bring out thugs. Do you hear what I'm saying? Tinubu will activate MC Oluomo. What will you do? You will talk MC Oluomo to death. You're telling me you shouldn't do this. Are you kidding me? We can say sometimes you need madmen for mad people. Make them knock them out.
We go, they show them. They go, they
Bro! I know what Wike as vice president for Atiku. See, if Atiku wants to win, that's what he should do. The only problem is Atiku will not sleep well when he becomes president.
But wait,
He will not
South,
sleep
do
well.
they love Wike?
Die. Wike has
He represents them.
Wike has brought something to South. Bro, Wike came second in PDP primaries.
That's a lot.
And he would have won.
That's wild.
He would have won. At
It is
Tambuwal not
wild.
stepped down. He would have
So
won.
he has shown that he lost. He lost as he should. He lost as he should because Atiku is his OG.
Yeah.
He lost as he should.
He's now OG.
Yeah, Atiku is his OG. Atiku
So what happened? So Tinubu just did what Atiku did on like 10 times level, on like 10x levels.
Bro, we
You get-
10x level.
I hereby step
That's what
down.
happened.
I hereby step down.
Omo.
I hereby step down. I hereby step down. I hereby step down. Bro.
But the conversation that Aisha had in that video, isn't it something that we should all be concerned about?
What
Shouldn't
did
we bother about the health of whoever wants to represent us?
Aisha Yusufu.
Shouldn't it be important enough for us to consider?
Listen, Aisha Yusufu, yeah. Shout out to her. That video is 100% correct because
It
because
kind of is.
why and once again, Nigeria is not a normal place, and we need to start unlearning things. Do you understand? It's not normal for people to be very happy that Tinubu won primaries. If you care about this country, if you have a child and you care about your child, look into the eyes of your child. And if you are saying Tinubu is what you want for your child, because your child will grow up to live with the consequences of Tinubu's presidency. If you can't, do you understand? The same goes for Atiku.
Same goes for everybody.
Excel.
Do you understand?
Whatever decision you make,
what I would even take,
your
I would
family.
take people being ashamed to celebrate it.
Excel. So here's another problem that
I would take people being ashamed because they will understand that this is wrong.
No, so here's another thing that I think is a problem. And a lot of people will not know how to process what I'm about to say. And that's fine. But I'm going to say it anyway. Our need to root out the generation that has been ruling us since independence has sort of blinded us to the realities in the sense that we are now kicking everybody out who is from that generation, and sometimes without context.
Is it like the older generation now?
Yeah, the older generation.
Okay.
Now, people, what are the grounds for people to be rooting against Tinubu? Wait.
Yeah. Go on.
The grounds are, he is old, he's sickly, and I think that's all. Even by the way, in the conversation of people not wanting him, is that he's corrupt, he's a godfather, he likes to control things. But when Tinubu was governor of Lagos State, was he a great governor?
Of course he was. Did he even give us a great governor after him? He did.
Did he?
He did.
Exactly.
Fashola. Shout out to Fashola.
Now, would you have a problem?
Why has Fashola been very quiet? What happened? Why is he very quiet?
Let's wait, please. Since he found that camcorder, I've not heard so much.
Oh my God! Go on.
Would you find now? Would you be mad at a system where there's a godfather, but a system that works?
Would you be fine with what?
If Nigeria was a little bit like Lagos.
Is Lagos currently working?
Not exactly. But is it still the best state in Nigeria?
Yeah. Why is it the best state?
Because opportunities.
But is it a working
but
state?
It doesn't. Does Lagos work for Lagosians?
Excel.
It's a simple question.
It goes back to the tweet. It's a nuanced question. It's not a yes or no.
Okay.
It goes back to the conversations that OC responded to someone about.
Yeah, shout out. That was a great response. It was, because as crazy as Lagos is, it's still the land of opportunity.
It is the land of opportunity.
It's still the land of opportunity.
And the only reason people are coming here is because no other states in the fucking country is giving you the same.
Even offers you opportunity.
But guys, when you guys talk about the revenue that Lagos makes.
No.
Based on the revenue, should we be what we are?
Melody, I'm not disagreeing with that.
Based on the revenue, where does all that money go?
Do you agree that one of the biggest...
Now
Melody,
I agree that it was a nuanced...
It seems a nuanced answer.
I still don't agree that
it's a nuanced answer. Because look at it this way. Melody, Lagos is not the only place in the world that has this problem.
Yeah.
All cosmopolitan cities have this problem.
Everywhere.
New York, LA, California. There was a day that a fucking Elon Musk was stuck in traffic and they came up with the idea of underground tunnels.
Yeah.
So, fam, the number one problem that Lagos has is overpopulation. And the only reason why Lagos is overpopulated is because it's the only state that gives people a certain level of opportunities.
That's not the only problem Lagos has, though. Overpopulation.
No. Plus.
And that was the only problem. That's not what I said.
Okay.
Plus.
You said the number one.
Plus, the state is not even doing anything to help with traffic.
I agree with you.
Everywhere.
I agree with you.
Insecurity.
That's a security thing.
I beg that insecurity. It did, but
it's
better pass
It's Nigerian.
Of course,
I
I'm not-
passed
when
my
I- when-
neighbor.
When I say insecurity, I'm not talking about like killings. I'm talking about
Nigerian
That's
daddy
my
syndrome
neighbor.
is why. I mean, that's one of the downsides of the Tinubu thing, right? Like, so Nigerians rooted against him during NSAS.
Tonani,
They
sorry,
destroyed.
when you mentioned the Tinubu thing, one thing that you forgot to mention is how people talk about how even when we praise Lagos,
Oh,
it
that
feels
was
like
that was another time we knew Buhari was not with Tinubu.
Yeah.
it feels like Lagos is being
That was
one
another time.
person is running Lagos. Imagine that kind of capacity on a federal level.
It can't be on a federal
Can't be on
level
the federal level. But here's
Really?
anymore.
He can't.
Can't be.
Bro, Obasanjo was powerful. How long did it
It
last?
can't be. I think even with Buhari, even APC people, right, were not happy with how powerful he was. I
Excel.
think even with
Excel.
Buhari,
It shows you that Buhari wasn't powerful.
he was. Oh.
Wait, if the person that he didn't want,
Yeah.
emerged as
so
president.
he was, but because he was, right, because he was so powerful, this primaries was a time to, I mean, he's going, might as well fuck him out.
guy.
So
that
that
means-
going now. Man, they go.
But
So-
we need to break this course, guys. We
No,
need to-
my
we need
own
to
now
break-
is,
But the
let me
thing-
tell you
the
why
thing about- the thing about-
the Tinubu presidency is bad. You have said the pros.
No. I was actually still going somewhere in the sense that, so the bar for presidency in this country is so fucking low.
It's so low.
It's so fucking low. Like, Buhari set the bar at an all-time low. I don't think it's possible for anybody to sink lower.
Jonathan was bad, though.
No, Jonathan was horrible.
Then
But
Buhari is like,
bruh,
hold my kunu.
Twoshi Kafa. He was like, grab it.
Hold my kunu.
Eh?
What?
The bar is so low. It is low. So, bro, either it's Toshibajo, Peter Obi, Atiku. I don't think anybody can sink lower.
No, I think so. And I'll tell you why. Because Tinubu is equally power crazy. And when you have won somebody that was really power crazy, you won that person. Bro, Tinubu can make Sheyi Tinubu anything he wants.
That's the thing.
That's how wild it can
Not
get.
really.
No, I'm saying, see, what I've learned not to do is to predict what men will do with power.
True.
I've
But
learned it now.
the antecedent has also shown that he's not going to make Sheyi Tinubu a Senate president.
No, what he would he wouldn't. Of course not.
Okay, but see what's happening is-
guess
see
the
what's
good
happening
thing
in
about
Lagos.
a Tinubu
What is-
presidency, the good thing about a Tinubu presidency is we know he'll put smart men in key positions, right? But it's not enough.
Okay.
We need
break
a
that
president that works.
down. Okay.
He won't be a president that works. He will be a mini Buhari. He will travel for health reasons. That man is not well. Haba. Listen to me. Nigeria needs a president that is almost ready to die.
So I also think
When I mean ready to die,
Like,
not health wise.
fighting for the country,
Yes,
like,
I also-
almost.
But see, I still have a problem with the way people are pushing the agenda in the sense that
Which agenda
they're not
now?
being the agenda of we just don't want him. Do you understand? But where's you literally don't have a fucking alternative.
Tonani, when we put Buhari into this was what we were saying. Who is the alternative? We have
But Melody,
so many
what
people.
was Buhari's
Let's
I-
rally behind them and make them the president.
wait,
If we think somebody's not
let me
good
tell you
enough.
the difference. Let me tell you the difference. I'm not. See, people are a lot of people are going to think I'm a Tinubu apologist, but I'm not. I'm just trying to.
You're voting
be
for Peter
reasonable.
Obi. You have even
Yes,
said it.
like Tinubu is not Buhari. The only reason Buhari worked, shout out to Red Media, they did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
It was a fantastic job because they played on the incompetencies of the former government.
Corruption.
At the time
And they
of
also played on
riches.
corruption.
Bro, right? And all of a sudden, all of us were white. Our brains were white
Yes, like
of
this
the
man is coming to
incompetencies of
wipe
the
away
previous
corruption.
governments. But the difference here is this other guy actually has some form of a semblance, not just as a governor, but as someone who has also chosen subsequent governors that have done some things that you can hold on to at least. Why he doesn't have those antecedents? So it's not the same.
But you see,
That was Brimo's argument.
yeah, you see,
That he has-
City
he
boy.
has laid the
Shout out to
foundation.
City, shout out to City boys.
And that's City Boy is actually caught on now. Everybody refers to him as
He
City
used
Boy.
it now. But Tinubu's social media guys used it. Hashtag
Yes, no.
City boy. They use it now.
That's caught on.
So one of the things with a Tinubu presidency is quite simple. Nigeria is in a delicate place.
It is.
Very delicate.
Tinubu is not the guy.
Okay. Why
Nigeria
not?
is too. We are too in a delicate place. We are almost exploding.
Almost.
And I'm even saying population wise.
Except-
I saw one. What they call it? Is it
But
PwC?
out
Is it
of
PwC?
all these
we are
people,
hitting
right?
300 million by
Out of all these people,
2025.
the only person that I think understands the game on that level is Osinbajo. Like, if anybody,
Yeah.
like,
And guess what?
understands the game, that can play the game.
Do you know another thing about the
Impossible.
Osinbajo thing that we have refused to acknowledge?
Yeah.
Is that Nigerian politicians are brilliant in corruption.
Yeah.
They understand that. Forget even if Osinbajo gives me $100,000
Nigerian politicians are brilliant.
in corruption.
Are they?
Yes.
Yes.
Let me
I
explain.
think they're very sloppy.
No, here, hear me out. If Osinbajo gave each delegate $1 million per person, they are smart enough to know that an Osinbajo president will fuck up a
them
lot
up,
of
yeah.
things they normally do. And it would, let's not lie.
If he enters, because of course he won't agree to so many things
They invest in their future.
of being allowed to be corrupt.
They do.
Because
But-
I feel like the major reason a lot of people do not want certain politicians there, they
Shall I-
know that when these people, take for example, someone like Osinbajo, who does he report to? Who are his godfathers in the game?
And another
Wait
thing.
now, nobody. Tinubu, but him and Tinubu now loggerhead.
Yeah,
He doesn't
of
have to report to anybody. He's going there to do the job. He doesn't have to pay anybody for giving him money to do this.
It's-
When he was in
he couldn't have
governor,
won.
when he was a governor, when he was a
couldn't have
minister, he does
won.
not have any
couldn't have
godfather.
won.
So he's going to go there on his own basis and run
Actually,
this nation.
see,
Isn't that a good thing?
It's not an advantage. It's an
It is.
advantage for the people, not for the
Yes,
not for the
people.
politicians and the
So-
delegates.
So what I'm voting right now,
Or even
the
Peter
only reason
Obi.
I'm voting for Peter Obi is because I just want to vote for someone who I think is a good enough person, like has good enough ideas to rule the country. I'm voting for someone that I believe in, right? But
Also transform the state. Oh.
yeah, but still, my mind just doesn't also have faith completely in the fact that
And that's
No, I know
fine.
what it is.
Peter
It's like
Obi.
you're voting for him, but your mind is also telling you you're wasting
Yeah.
time.
exactly no, it's like I'm voting for him because he's the best out of the lot.
He is.
Out of the lot, he's the
He is.
best.
He is.
But it's also quite naive that I think his government would easily be frustrated.
Which
easily.
one?
Peter Obi. If he were to become Nigeria's president,
Like
I
I,
think
said,
its government could
Nigeria
easily be
needs
frustrated.
a gangster for
Yeah.
president.
that's what we
Even
need.
Listen
if-
to
even if
me.
not for president, maybe for vice president.
No,
No,
listen
for
to
president.
me. Listen to me. That Boko Haram still they run this place upside down.
Maybe they say that
it
they
means
need
that
with Boko Haram is not running.
we are not
president anymore.
listen. The Nigerian army, people that be powers that be, are letting Boko Haram run amok.
Yeah, they are.
Yes, they
It is
are.
quite obvious.
Because they
at this
apologize.
point.
Obvious. It's
So think
obvious.
of think of how big that conspiracy, that
Is-
cabal is.
Yes.
You have to be a madman to go and fight them.
Yes.
You can't be a this is wrong, this is right.
And also, I feel like I don't want to say this because I might sound like a tribalist. I understand.
You go bring werewolf to fight Dracula.
I understand the need for people to say that they do not want to vote a certain person because they feel like if you're in that position, you'll be an apologist to certain things because those people are from your tribe.
See, this is what I'm saying. It took suffering, not common sense. It took suffering for Nigerians to get to this point.
As in,
That's why
pushed to the
Peter
wall.
is the poster boy now. He might remember what I said. Sometimes the John the Baptist is more important than the Jesus.
yes.
If that movement starts,
Yes.
it won't win now.
But in 4
Makes it
years,
at the next
imagine what's going to
election.
happen. That's why
That's
people
a
were
madness,
talking
oh.
about how the
That's a
importance of
madness.
answers and the conversation because it's like think about how people would view us as young people.
It's a
It gives the power back to us because every time they feel like, oh, you can't do anything.
Oh.
Maybe you shouldn't. We can do something. It changes the entire conversation. Even if it doesn't win now, the fact that young people are involved in politics now goes to show that we can actively push something if we want to.
Also, Nigerians need to be very realistic. The delegate buying conversation has not been hidden. It's been very open, right? So anybody, like any good businessman, that use his hard-earned money to buy delegates, once he becomes president, he has to make ROI, aka return of investment.
Once he collects his money back,
He has to collect his money back.
you got. So
So,
that's what I'm
we
saying. That
need-
when people are laughing at Peter Obi for not doing these things, isn't that the good thing to do?
No. So listen to me. That conversation is right and wrong. That conversation is right because, like I said, you need, bro. The blade where they fight Dracula and vampires is a psychopath. It needs that. It's not. I have a dream that will solve Nigeria's problems. No, it's not a laughing case. You can't, bro. The system is bad. Imagine a Nigerian president that says, I want to fix civil service. He will run mad. he will run mad. Because in that Sorok alone, when he brings out ghost workers, he will run mad. In ministries in Abuja, when he brings out ghost workers, he will kill himself. It's a madness. Nigeria's corruption, it be like DNA. It's mad. If you really think about it, it's mad.
It's deep rooted. But I feel
they are openly buying delegates. It's not even coded.
But guess what?
Openly.
If we want
EFCC came to the site, did you hear they arrested one person? They're gonna give EFCC their own, they go hold.
If we but it is very possible for Nigerians to
but
work.
Guess what?
If they want it to work,
guess
if they want it to
the
work,
people that
it's
guess the
to
people that are
work.
going to suffer this election. INEC. People go there for INEC.
Yes, now people go there for them.
People go there for them.
They're already knocking them now on social media now.
Come,
They're already
what happened to
knacking
this
them.
guy? I remember this some days ago.
Who be that?
Dega! We are not going to take
But he
this.
left now.
He
He's
left.
not currently.
He left
He left.
now.
He's been very quiet since he
left.
Is that faux pas?
Yeah.
It was a faux pas.
He's been very quiet.
So let's talk about the kind of music they even played at that APC convention.
Shout out to the DJ, bro.
Did you guys notice that no A-list celebrity went there to perform?
Bro.
No B-list.
Nigeria
They're not
is,
the
like
fear
I
of-
said, Nigeria is changing.
Bro, they're not the
Nigeria
fear
is
of
changing.
social media because they don't say
Nigeria
they
is
go
changing.
collect.
Bro, they reached out to people.
Yes, now. And people turned
People
it down.
said no.
Fear of social media.
Shout out to Stereo Man. He collect him back.
May no collect
They
them.
never see they shout
That was wild, by
They
the way.
never see they shout
I want to understand
I was like, Stereo
the
Man.
purpose of bringing Stereo Man to that shit.
Like, that's the only
At
way-
least, guy, I went to buy. Where did I go? I went to buy food or something, and I was like,
Bro, it
"Is
was
that not
fast.
the APC?"
Then they brought one northern singer.
Kwara, Kwara. What was the guy's name?
They brought one northern singer.
Kahuna, Izaga,
Kwara, what did he call?
Kwara,
They brought
Ikuza,
Stereo Man. It was so
Ijaga.
funny. But the DJ was wild.
He played Odogu when so they played this. They said he played Odogu.
He played Odogu when Tinubu was leaving the stage. When Tinubu was going to the stage, he played Buga. The guy in a madman. The guy in a madman.
But
Yeah,
also
nah,
the using artists' songs for such things without their
And shout out to
permission.
Timidakolo.
Is that okay?
She,
Because I
yeah,
know
in
that even
Nigeria. Go on. Shay, you go and tell PC as a Nigerian musician.
But
that-
shouldn't you ask for their consent first before you even do that?
my G, you never get 24 hours light. Yeah, why do you like to take things far? Are you okay? Nigerians are dying and politicians, they do primaries. They no sense.
You don't understand.
It's now your song they did not clear.
People died.
Go and argue with APC. Go and tell them that you didn't use my consent.
When they give you 7 million for your next event, go and complain. My brother, see, you got to see you take.
My brother, you know another thing, life is funny. I'm remembering that because Timmy Dakolo was, and shout out to Timmy, that's my guy. He was complaining that they used his song
yeah.
that day.
'Cause
And I
people were
remember
knocking
not
him
too
now.
long ago.
He was at the-
It was at one political event,
Yes.
and they were knocking
And they
him
were
on
dragging
Twitter,
him for
and he
it.
was like, "I'm a singer. If they use my song, if they so Buga." Life comes at you. Pew.
Speaking
Fast.
about songs and music generally, what album are you currently listening to?
Bro, it's been a bad album here. It's been it's not. We need Burna Boy, please
going
help
on?
us. Burna Boy,
Love from
please.
Damini. Is it Love from Damini or Lucky
Burna
Love
Boy.
Damini?
Burna Boy, please save us because this album here, this year,
been a bad year
bruv.
for albums.
Shout out to hold on, the good ones, Brimo, Ashake.
Victoni.
Was Ajake's
Victoni.
project? Was Ajake's project actually great, or did he just have hits?
Ashake's project was good
It was good.
and
yeah.
now had hits. That's more than enough for me.
But that's hindsight, so
yeah, but
The
that's
hits
that's
now
more
is
than,
hindsight, right?
yeah.
the fact that you're judging from the
My brother, that's more
perspective-
than enough for
from the
me.
lens of this. That's fine.
That's more than enough. For
I think
me.
a lot of people put it on. You can't make a list at the end of the year without. People are probably going to put it on the list.
Impact.
It's like
Impact.
Loje. It's like Loje's EP.
Bro,
of this year,
Trabaye
not
has no
attention
video.
this year.
Trabaye is big on the streets.
Really big.
Big
Let
on
me
the
tell you
streets.
something. When they play, you were there when they played Trabaye at my sister's wedding. No?
Yes, sir. At your sister's wedding at Kelvin's.
And it was big.
baby's
People were
vacation.
running.
Mo fe Trabaye.
I also think Victoni's EP was good.
Really good.
I also liked Young John's EP.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's good.
I like the Next to You song on that Young John's EP.
You went from you like the EP to you like this song.
No,
Okay,
I said
okay.
my favorite song on the EP is Next to You, but I like the EP. I like the EP actually.
Let me tell you
I
something.
like the EP.
my people.
Hold something.
It's a bad. It's been a bad.
It's a bad album here. I'm not.
Bad, yeah.
Wait, but have we had a lot of albums this year?
Yeah, we've had some albums.
We've had some, and we've had popular artists drop albums.
Not been a great year for albums. The best album this year has been Obong Jaya. by far.
Yo, shout out to Obong.
Yeah. Tolani mentioned Tolani has been raving about that guy's album on
I'm
social
sorry
media.
for even forgetting that off my list. Shout out to him.
That's an incredible album.
Should I tell you, one of the reasons that album is good is there's no pressure on him.
Yeah.
The boy has no pressure. He's not. He knows where he is, so he's not chasing a hit. He's not chasing to.
That's where Brian Mo is.
Shout out to
Brian Mo too.
Yeah, shout out to your niggas that saw that Santi video where he was rapping some CSS2 and started tweeting Motolani was right. Y'all are wild. Y'all are wild for that.
Some people say this is where Tolani dragged you
No, but they're knocking soul. They're knocking that
with that video.
But yeah, it's been so why?
We're retouch me. We're retouch.
Why is it a really
Why
poor?
is it move on to
Why
album?
is it a really poor project here?
We're retouch me.
Music journalist.
We're
Why
retouch.
is it a bad album? Why is it a bad album?
The best, in recent
I
times,
think
what's the
it's
best
Tolani's
project here? 2020, Abby?
Excel.
We're retouch.
This bad
We're
album is
retouch.
Tolani's fault.
How?
I feel like Tolani puts the artist.
You better cook this right.
Shut up. Shut up, please. I feel like Tolani has put the artist under so much pressure with his writing and put the artist in a headspace where they feel like they need to try on new things because you know when you're under so much pressure and you just feel like, okay, you know what, I need to do better.
That's not true.
Tolani is not making these guys write from their heart.
Let
me be done, please. Know your talk. Tolani is not making these artists sing from their hearts because they do not know what to do that Tolani will accept. Tolani, listen, sing. What is Sigbo? It's your fault. You're the one running the music industry.
Do you want to answer to this?
No, what I want to say is that normally the artists say that Tolani is not important.
So why you even listening to it?
That's what they do usually say.
That's what they do state. That's what they do.
But there's too much money in circulation. It's a good and a bad thing. The good thing is, for God's sake, let the creatives eat. God bless everybody eating. May all everybody eat.
Shout out to the peripheral
I'm here
eaters.
for everybody getting bags. But with comfort comes problems. There's a problem with comfort. You get too comfortable. So the hunger is dying. Everybody now knows that I can make an album, record it how I want because I'm big, because I have this number of streams. I will get an advance. I'm good. It's becoming a problem.
I never saw it that way.
Yeah, and the people who I feel are really coming through are new acts.
Yes.
It's also one of the reasons Ashake is popping. I feel like even the audience too unconsciously are looking towards new people.
And I feel like this thing started with them Joe Boy time. Even the year when those guys were giving us good 2019, when they were giving us back-to-back beautiful songs. It also happened with the bigger guys. They could not meet up to those guys and their music.
The crazy thing now is music is so fast. Joe Boy looks old now. Who
are the new guys? Who are the new guys? You see them? Who are the new guys? If you remove them Joe Boy sets.
New people.
I'm going to shout out one album that you guys are not talking about.
Which one?
His name is Pharaoh 47. What's the title of that album again?
I don't know the guy.
I remember you sending this album to me, but I didn't listen.
You guys should go
I'm
listen
too
to
busy.
that
I'm
album.
single. I'm looking for women.
So
is the guy a rapper? Tell us about the guy.
He's a hybrid. He delivers like a rapper. So he's something between a Psycho-YP and Psycho-YP that sings. That's what it sounds like. Yeah, so I love him. His project is called Top Boy.
Top Boy.
And I think people
on
should
your
go
page.
listen to it. It's
I saw
an
it on your
incredible
page.
project.
So yeah, new kids are basically the people that I feel like.
They've been the one running things for a couple of years.
So
now,
Excel, that's a very good point.
Yeah.
But I also think it's because artists also contributed to this problem. I think that
The artist.
Yeah, I think that lackluster behavior was born from that, right? That you mentioned. But the fact that what is bringing that revenue itself is streaming.
Yeah.
Right? And streaming brought a whole different reality to this country where a bunch of music will be competing for your attention every blessed week. I think I read a report that
it's wild.
Nigerian artists upload about 2,000 something songs every week. That's a lot of songs. Like upload to streaming platforms every week. That's a lot of songs. So if you are looking at it from that lens, right?
I think they shouldn't have been uploading on that level.
No.
Okay.
It's the fact that they have to.
They have to, yeah.
There's no other way. But the problem is a problem with the consumer now because now
attention span.
It's so that's one. It's now so fragmented. The entire space is so fragmented that people can pick what they like. And they're fine. They don't have to listen to you. Brian, most people don't have to listen to Burna Boy or Wiz or David. They are fine.
in their own space.
You understand? So it's so fragmented in silos right now where there is now no signature or a formula to make hits or quality records. And artists are so obsessed with creating hit records right now that they will do anything.
Yes.
And they keep doing it and it still doesn't work.
Bro.
And a lot of them are so comfortable, like Excel was pointing
with the
out,
money, like
that you
so
don't
long
actually
as
spend the money on promo.
Yes, because if you like, I'm going to get my money
I'll
regardless.
do it again.
Exactly. And they will get bag, which is what it is, right? And it's also a thing that even when the projects don't make sense, the label services companies that give them some of the bag can still make money.
In a few years.
And within the next 1 year even.
And please remember, we're happy people are getting back. So Nigeria is hard. If you can
people should always get
collect.
bags, please.
The problem is just the art, the quality of the art.
The music is bad.
But do you also think that maybe media contributed to this?
Nope. That's
no. How?
When I say media, I'm not sure. I'm just saying, can we say that maybe because a lot of times we see a lot of people not having honest conversations about this work. Now there's so much. I don't want to use the wrong word. There's so much patting on the back.
Yeah.
There's so much dishonesty that actual conversations are not being had. Like, so when you sit down with your people and you play this music, what kind of conversations do you have in those spaces? Then when you put out the music, how many people actually take out time to sit down, write about it, criticize these things and say, oh, this could have been better. Not criticize, but talk about it. This could have been better. This could have been better. As opposed to everybody talking about,
I'm going to ask you a question before you go ahead.
Criticize it. Fuck that talk.
No. Melody is just...
Criticize. Just keep it being sensitive.
These days we see albums drop and I'm going, as a person, I'm looking for reviews. I want to see people talk about it and okay, let's write about it. Let's have these conversations. But it's like nobody wants to say anything. So it's like people are too, is it uninterested or people are too bothered about not being the bad guy that they refuse to have honest conversations about music these days?
Melo, that's a very fantastic question. But the first thing that you need to understand is when artists invite you to listen to their albums, they invite you 10 days before the album release. They're not going to change shit in the album. What they are inviting you for is to tell them that the album is great. I get these calls every time.
Just to feed their ego.
Like these days, I don't honor the calls anymore because I don't want to be there.
Just invite us.
Just send me the list. Send me the link. Send me the SoundCloud link.
No, invite us for the album listening. There's
so
Shayo, there's Babes.
That's
Come
fine.
on.
I need big boy, Shayo. Right?
So nobody wants to hear the truth.
Like the little people that really value my opinion, I mean, some of them still don't listen because the artists at the end of the day. If the album is trash, someone sent me a link to the upcoming album like 2 weeks ago. I told Excel, I said, bruv, if you drop this album, you're fucking done. It's bad. And it was. Right? So a lot of artists also don't want to hear. They want to hear that the album is great, but they don't know that that's what they're doing. Because why in the world would you be playing an album for people 10 days pre-release, 4 days pre-release? What do you want them to see?
What feedback?
Album that you have uploaded.
You have submitted. Now, what feedback?
You have uploaded the album. You have submitted the album.
Any feedback we give you is wasted.
Why?
Just wait for the review.
I don't. Yeah, right.
Just wait for the review. Any feedback?
So Melody, I agree with you, but it's also a problem because I blame sections of the media for fostering it, but it's also because one, it's profitable to be a sycophant these days.
I don't want to use that word, but that's what I wanted to say.
It is.
It's very profitable to be a sycophant because you get access. You want to get jobs, right? Melody, let me tell you something.
Want to get followers.
Let me tell you something. I'm saying it very openly on this podcast.
Then I don't say any rubbish.
No. Let me say.
Oh God.
So I'm going to be very honest.
So, don't drop names. Thank you.
I'm not dropping names.
All right.
I've been in a room where someone pitched me for a leadership job on Africa level, right? And just because I criticize artists, they didn't want to give it to me.
Oh.
So you understand what people are facing.
These are the games we play.
That's why some other people don't want to say because people are hungry and they don't want to.
This person that referred me also has leadership on Africa level. Excel knows about this thing I'm talking about.
No worry, they go collect.
Everybody's protecting their bag.
Exactly. So people don't want to do that.
At the detriment of the culture.
But it's at the detriment of the culture because it also means that we have less brave people who are trying to use media as a stepping stone.
And the money came because the culture was strong.
Thank you.
And honest.
We forget that.
I like the conversations that we're having on this.
The money
podcast.
came because the culture was strong and honest.
Exactly.
And now the culture is being manipulated.
And guess what is happening? Melody, that's a very good. You guys brought some very, very interesting points that I didn't think about like that.
Now
Like
the
the part of media playing a role, the part of money.
Too much money.
Yeah. You know, one of our guys got a new job recently.
Yeah.
And I was you were there, and when I was telling him, I was like, I'm happy you got this new job, but you're not going to be there long. And I was like, why?
Yeah.
I was like, the more you work in Nigerian music business, the more
I'm going to be angry.
if you care about culture, if you're a culture person, you'll be getting angry.
Because you'll be like, what's this? Actually, when you walk behind the scene, you'll be like, oh, this is what it is.
And it's so crazy that you have to be careful because it can make you get to the point where you're like,
you don't care anymore.
I don't care. Let me make my money.
Make my money and yes.
Which
I
is
feel
not
that's
bad
where lots
thing,
of people are now.
Anybody, please,
Collect
Nigeria
your
is
money,
hard.
oh.
Collect your money.
Collect your money,
Nigeria-
Wake up!
Collect your money, oh.
Nigeria is
Because
hard.
tomorrow they'll
I
say you
get-
were
I-
culture.
I really get
Tomorrow
it.
they'll say you were culture custodian and you
But
don't
you're-
have money.
but you're broke.
They'll even use it to insult you.
Do you
Collect your
understand?
money,
They'll say you're a
oh.
man of the culture, but you're this.
They say you don't have money
So-
to show for it.
But
Bro.
the culture suffers as
Yeah,
a
it
result
does.
of this.
The music industry is the music is suffering.
The music
Because
is
every
bro,
and
So how
that
long-
culture
how
is
long
also
can we
to blame for this
pretend?
because people are also we don't have brave people anymore.
the music is
People praise me and
No,
people,
bro,
a lot of people
I
praise me.
appreciate if it comes to music critique, God will bless Gen Z because them niggas on Twitter, when they know film,
Ha!
they know they hide them.
But Excel,
There they
Excel. The problem also with them is they're also not honest because when someone like Motolani comes out and says it's a problem.
Yeah, but they have to have a villain.
Do you understand?
They have to have a villain.
Like
It's unfortunate that it's you, but they have to have a villain.
it's a problem.
It's unfortunate.
So Melody, you can't. I just told you a story right now of this is what is happening. Like I was in my house when this person sent me a WhatsApp message. Now Motolani, I think you'll be good for this.
And this would not be the first time that such a thing would happen.
It's
to
not.
To Tolani.
It's not. It's not the first time.
This would not be the
It's
first.
happened about 3 times over the past 2
There
years.
was one I was directly involved in even.
Bro.
This will not be the first time. But you know what? You know the funny thing about these things is I remember
So
when-
you are not thinking about the fact that someone could be good
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
It's the fact that man,
The person does not say what you like.
I remember when we'll do a rule where nobody will hold phone when we're recording.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Including Kelvin. Where is he? I remember when Osags left Pulse. Shout out to Osags. When he left Pulse, music Twitter started doing, where's Osags? We miss him. And I was so confused because when Osags was there, the conversation was, man, this guy's a hater. God forbid. He hates artists. But he left, and all of a sudden,
People are saying, oh, we don't have any honest person
and guess
anymore.
what? Guess what? That's going to happen soon with Tolani. He might not be in pause forever, so he might leave at some point, and that would happen. You know, I've told you this before.
Yeah,
People
no,
say so. People know truth.
But people are always, who's going to bail the cat?
Yeah, people know truth, but we're also living in the era of victimhood. So for you to really, really speak truth to power, you're the enemy of what's especially when the truth tends to coincide with people's bags.
and that's Excel, and it's also a problem because the reason why it's getting better because we have seen the people that are getting jobs now.
Can we even?
You want us to move on?
No, I wanted to give a literal example.
No, don't give a
But-
literal
but
example.
it would go be like I step on.
Don't
toes,
give a literal example. Like the thing is,
I'm in a good place, right?
yeah, I know you are
in my
good.
life. I'm in
Shout
a
out to
good
you, my
place.
brother.
Thank God.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm in a good place.
It's fine. So the thing I'm trying to say here is this reason why, oh man, I don't like that person. I don't fuck with that person. I don't fuck with this person. Is the reason why you're not giving people the jobs,
Yeah.
right? Oh, bro, we see the people you have hired.
Is it possible that this will change? And let me ask why.
It's already changing.
Let me know why what we're complaining about will change.
Yeah.
Which
Should I
one
tell
now?
you
What are you saying
This
specifically?
whole, lackluster approach
To the
with
music.
art itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it possible? You know that before now, a lot of the music business was not boots on ground.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and then the powers that be from wherever they were started seeing that
The need for it.
these people that we employed from wherever
Don't
are
necessarily
not
know
really
it.
coming through.
Yeah.
So they started changing and hiring
Boots on
across
ground.
board, hiring people that have actively worked in the culture, care about the culture. Started doing so. There's like a mini change of guard that has happened in the course of maybe 1 year or 2 years.
1 year has been heavy over the past.
Yeah, heavy over the past. Even this year alone,
It's been crazy,
it's a
and
madness.
more are still coming.
And
More
more are still-
announcements are
So-
wild.
With that change,
Yes.
is it possible?
No, I don't think so.
I think so.
I think it's going to be better. I don't think it's going to be a drastic change.
Maybe not a
but
drastic
now-
I think
change.
But here's another thing: people that are coming are also smart enough to know that Davido, Wizkid, or Olamide are entering into Tubaba level. So
Burna.
it's like they are not Burna.
Burna is not there.
Burna is not there. Tubaba level in the sense that there will be Tubaba legend status, but still digitally relevant.
Yeah,
It's like Tubaba being Tubaba when Instagram.
they are headed there. They are not there.
They're
Yet.
not there, but they're headed there.
there.
Few years, 5, 4. If they reach
Maybe like
5,
7.
If they well, let's see, because these generations that are coming,
They're
they are
aggressive.
very aggressive and they are rapid. So what that means is Fireboy becomes the new maybe Wizkid. Like Fireboy them will graduate. Fireboy Joeboy them
That's
will
set.
graduate. Whoever is maybe Fave, who else is hanging somewhere? Jabo Allstars. Maybe they graduate to
So those ones level.
Fireboy level. The smart play now will be to catch the next Fireboy. Now. That was what would be the smart play, to catch the next Fireboy now. So I'm hoping that people who are entering into those positions are smart, because to be honest, even some of the foreign guys that work in this space are already thinking what I'm saying. They are looking for.
The next.
It's so wild now. Foreign A&Rs are DMing Nigerian artists upcoming, and this thing I'm telling you is wild. Foreign A&Rs, foreign guys that work in publishing are DMing upcoming Nigerian artists. So I'm hoping that the people who have come into power now can think like that.
Get that foresight.
Distributors, whatever, think like that. Like, label distributors have evolved now. There are label services. They are doing artist development.
Yeah.
Everything has changed.
Bro, do you know what that shit tells me? Idealism is dumb. Everybody comes with the idea of, we're going to change it. Oh my God, we're changing everything. Guess what we are going to go back to? The old model.
What I've now
Bro.
learned is that you need to be salt. In the sense that
You need to be
if you
adaptable.
put too much salt,
To
you go
be,
taste them.
yeah, to be bad.
If you don't put salt,
so
you go
just
taste
be in the
them.
middle somewhere.
balance.
Excel,
balance.
it's not even balance that's happening now. That's why we are not
No,
listening.
that's what needs
That's
to
what you
happen.
should be.
That's what I'm going.
No.
You need to be
See,
radical.
they've tried the radical approach, the different approach. Excel is not working. These companies are moving towards 360 XS deals.
Yeah, but we're
Bruh.
See, you're right.
Not just
you're
third
right.
world.
You're right, actually. You're right.
Because, fam, that is not just that alone. Look at streaming platforms, video streaming platforms, Amazon, Netflix, all of them. They've gotten to a point where they realize that
TikTok had more minutes than Netflix last.
I'm not surprised.
Madness. Trillion. Their minutes were trillion.
I'm not surprised.
People are on TikTok for trillions of minutes.
They did mad numbers.
Oh my
Look
god.
at this shit, Melody. Netflix and all of them have been trying. They've realized that it's unreasonable. The paywall exclusive content model is unreasonable. I want to watch a movie. I want to watch one movie
Yeah.
on one platform. I have to pay $14.99. And I have to go to another platform and pay
watch another
$14.99.
movie, yeah.
$14.99 in 7 platforms. Why?
Why?
There's Hulu, there's Paramount
It's
Plus,
ridiculous.
Why?
Plus, there's Netflix,
Showmax.
there's HBO, there's Showmax,
Guess-
it's too
I
much.
was listening to Decoder with Nilai Patel some weeks ago, and one of the person that they invited there was saying all of them are going back to the cable model because that's what is reasonable. That's what. See, all of them are now trying to do flywheel of products. We offer you this for $14.99, not just the movie platform anymore.
Yeah.
Right? But they are still playing with it. What are going to when they are going to realize very soon that what they need to do is come together.
Yeah, merge,
Together,
merge it.
merge.
Yes.
Merge.
Yes, I
You
agree.
need to merge.
Come together and create a
agree.
platform where people are paying maybe $20 a month, and based on their watch time or what they select on every month, you get paid. That's how.
I agree.
That's how.
I also feel like in this conversation we're having about the music and the art and why we have the kind of quality of music we have now and everything. We've mentioned like different factors. I also feel like the onus is on the artists to be able to receive this feedback. As opposed to wanting to gag.
They don't care.
As opposed to saying it as hatred. That let's have honest conversation. Maybe this
I wouldn't care too. I've learned to now.
Yeah, think about.
I'm not angry again.
But Excel, that's not true.
You won't care about your own art.
Excel, you know why that's not true?
I really don't know.
That's not true because I know my friends. I know people that will not know how to accept some of these things, because you get to a point in life where you must accept that you are not perfect. Stop equating your hard work to
success.
Yes. Stop it.
Or like I put in so some amount of whatever into something, so it must turn out to be something else.
Stop it.
Anyways, moving on from that, did you guys see this TikTok conversation? Aggressive work culture. The senior executive at the firm that allegedly said he didn't believe in maternity leave, and they're investigating claims of an aggressive work culture.
I saw that in TikTok.
Yeah.
I saw that.
What do you think about him?
I don't care, bruv.
Shit.
I really don't care, bruv.
What does he care about? Work culture conversation or what?
I don't care, bruv. Work culture conversations. The truth is that a lot of the world is not ready for conversations like this. Should work culture be toxic? Hell no. Right?
Before you go next, let's not forget that we had this entire conversation in Nigeria a couple of weeks
What's the
ago
conversation?
about toxic work culture, how they were dragging some companies on social media, on Twitter, and organizing spaces. And now TikTok, so one of their senior execs allegedly said that he didn't believe in maternity leave, and they're investigating the person for toxic work culture.
The guy is an idiot. The guy that came out to open his mouth and say he doesn't believe in maternity leave in 2022, even if he really believed it, that he could publicly say
and now he has stepped back and he has been replaced.
He's foolish.
In his role,
he's very
allegedly.
foolish.
You should lie him down, beat him.
He should collect cane. This is 2022.
Lying.
Are you saying he should be woke but not believe in the wokeness?
No, I'm saying the world, if you need to be a hypocrite right now to survive, my brother, be a hypocrite. How can you come out in 2022 and say you don't believe in maternity culture?
Maternity leave
or whatever. You
know when
he deserves to
fuck
lose
your
his job.
truth.
He deserves to lose his job. Where I was even going is work culture should not be toxic at all in any way.
Mm-hmm.
If we pay attention to companies that have become what they have become over the years, the companies we all love to have stock in, the companies we all love to work for, if we pay attention to their history, to their stories, how their founders moved at the beginning, it was hella toxic. And that's why startup culture is also toxic.
Let me tell you something. You can't run a startup without being a madman.
It's just what it is.
Yeah, but being a madman, what does being a madman mean?
Being a madman mean you collected investors' money, so it must work.
Yes.
If people have to stay in the office and work to 2 a.m., that's how you are going to think. It's easy for us to say this is toxic, and we are not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You need to understand that we are not wrong. Mm-hmm. You know, the older you get, the more you see the gray.
Yeah.
We are not wrong. That guy will sit down, will hold investor money, will gas make sure say he has to secure around Series B funding. Mm-hmm. He's also not wrong. He has to make it work. If all of us did this office till Jesus comes, we die here.
Mm-hmm.
So, Melody, this regular work culture, 9 to 5, is not enough to build $1 billion company. Let's forget rubbish.
But if you're doing that, at least you compensate the people that are working with you.
How? With startup money?
No. Let's even imagine, right? Let's even imagine you're compensating them, right? It's just unfortunate. We are living in the era of complaint is cool. Victimhood is cool. Mm-hmm. These people are not wrong, I'm not even saying that the people that complain and cry victimhood are wrong. What I'm saying is it is cool to complain.
Yeah.
That thing is dangerous. Die. It's dangerous. Die.
Especially when you're a little guy.
And we don't understand what we are doing yet.
What is dangerous now?
What's dangerous
is the power
having the mindset of...
It's okay to complain.
No, not that it's okay to complain. Having the mindset of knowing that if you come out and complain without people asking the other person what happened.
They'll take yours first.
It's dangerous.
Well, I also think that there are two ways to look at this conversation. First and foremost, right? I think that it shouldn't even necessarily be a place of people are complaining. I feel like we live in a time, I don't even want us to use that word complain. I feel like we live in a time where people are more reasonable and are open to having conversations about certain. Maybe not more reasonable. Maybe not more reasonable. People are now more open to ask about what you think.
Not that enough. Would you like to hear a random fact?
People are more willing to have conversations around what are you feeling, what's going on with you, your mental health and stuff. And it is okay. But why do we see those things as victimhood or people complaining?
Let me explain the word to you. Easy times create weak people.
Hard times.
See how the word works.
That's what we're told.
Let's learn. I like what
hard times create tough people.
And tough people
create easy times. Easy times create weak people. This is the peaceful the world has ever been in centuries. Are you aware of that? Like if you go and do statistics on the world, health, famine, war, we are in heaven.
You guys are balling
compared to generations ahead that
before
came before us.
Mm-hmm.
We are weak.
Racism.
And is it wrong for things for us to wait? Okay. Let me not use the word wrong. Why is it that we do not applaud easy?
That's not what he's saying.
What I'm saying is, let me even add something else. A common trait of the human race is overdue. A common trait of the human race is overdue. So during tough times, people were overdoing on their toughness. War was brutal. War where if you just go knock, kill the whole village. Bro, rape their women. Like, they were wild. Easy times. We do overdo. My brother, somebody is suing Meta that her avatar on Metaverse was raped. Real life women never get justice. Your avatar. We are getting it easy. We are weak. And you know what? It's not our fault. The system we live in now has made us that. My G, we are comfortable now.
If you were dealing with
we're actually poor.
Hello. If you were dealing with
the world is actually poor.
The world is not as poor as generations before. No, bro. My father, when he was a child, 10, 11, was working in a bakery. Do you know what he was paid in? Bread. That's how bad. If my father see me, they complain, say, DSTV, I don't pay. The thing never come on. Ingo, they look me like, nigga. For in mind, Ingo, they say when men were men. And is he wrong?
No.
The men that God sent into
what you go through gives you perspective.
Except let me say this: the men that God sent into the world
are doing podcasts.
No, the men that God sent into the world to farm and build houses are on TikTok dancing.
Yes, the world is easier now. It's just what we you know the worst part. Do you know how wild it is? We think it's not easy. So the generation
Excel
after us,
again. No, Excel.
Guys,
they are either going to be tough.
It's perspective.
Of course.
It's perspective. I think it's dishonest for us to say that our own time is easier than theirs. Ours is harder.
No. Melody, you have time to complain about mental health.
Tolani and Excel. During our parents' time, at 30, they were building houses. They were owning cars. They were doing things. How many people can afford to build a house now at 30?
Melody.
Our parents had a better economy than we do now.
Our parents and their parents came out of civil war. The best we have seen is Fulani herdsmen in one corner. Do you know what a civil war is? A whole part of Nigeria was not receiving food. Calm down. Thank God for the life. You need to calm down. You need to really calm down.
Excel.
You don't have to. But when you sit down and reflect on what I'm telling you, tough times create tough people. Tough people change the world and make it easier. And easy times make people come.
I think we've just glorified hardship.
No, we have not glorified hardship.
Let me tell you something.
You have not.
See, let me tell you something.
This is what I'm telling you. I'm not even saying it's good or bad.
Yeah, no, I guess it's
a natural order of things.
I feel like easy times can also create can change the world.
No.
I think so.
No.
I think
change the world is
relative.
It's relative.
Change the world for
easy
good.
times change the world? Yes. Are we more emotionally intelligent?
Yes.
it's not a bad
Are
thing.
we more social
But guess
conscious?
what's the problem of human beings? Overdo.
See, Melody,
Now somebody will say
from the
something.
perspective.
Somebody will tell you something. You go wrong. Go find the person employer. Go, my brother. They kill people when they misbehave before. They behead people before. Hey God, oh God. I'm not glorifying it. I'm just giving you perspective.
Yeah.
So the perspective is also that you are pushing is someone can only judge life from the life that they've lived or hardship from their own perspective.
Facts.
Right? But you also have to understand that the only reason why you are able to complain about those things is the fact that you're experiencing a level of ease that people before you never experienced.
Because they see, when we did like this now, if we did, Nigerians were in third world. When we see Americans complaining, like I was watching one TV series, New Amsterdam. I just started it, and there was one episode where one woman was just crying. She was crying, and one doctor was like, "Why they cry like this now? Who died? She they kill you? My dog has cancer." The African in me was so irritated. I was like, "Shebi, that's your people never shop for a year now." Like, do you understand? Is the
perspective?
Is it
Perspective.
that's the reality there? Your dog will have cancer, you will cry.
Actually,
Reality there. Are you saying that now if you have a dog and dog is sick, won't you cry?
Why would I cry for my dog?
Melody,
I don't chop
Your
belle
dog
full.
is dying.
look at
Your
this
pet
way.
is
Look at
dying.
this way.
I don't chop belly.
One of the biggest problems of white
They
people.
chop dog for Calabar.
You
Look at this guy.
do you know that? Do you know that white people have a problem of excessive ease and excessive freedom of thought?
I don't think it's excessive, but yeah.
It is now.
In-
Overdo is a human
comparatively,
trait. Overdo is a human
It is
trait.
excessive. Like that's why they can think of this darnest shit.
I identify as a tree. You have too much easy time on your hands to
You have
reach
too
there.
much. You are collecting. If you are a foster home, someone is paying someone to take care of you. If you are employed, you are unemployed. You are collecting unemployment checks.
It's just
Bro.
the thing is, and it's very important so that people
No,
listen.
for real,
If you're
Melody.
listening, don't
If
misunderstand
you are
what you
white
are saying.
trash, if you are white trash, you own a gun. You think you are better than anybody else. You have never traveled. You are not exposed, but you think you are better. You are collecting unemployment checks. If you come out of prison,
Melody.
you can live in halfway house.
Melody.
Person don't know the person they go prison for here. They come back, they live on that bridge.
Melody, the UV Dale shooting, the boy that shot people in that school said he was bullied.
He was bullied.
He carried gun and killed people. We
Are you
weak.
mad?
We are fucking
No,
weak.
Excel.
What
I
are
feel
you
that's
telling me?
weakness.
Weak is not the word. I think
It
we're
is
just
weakness.
more
We
in
are
tune with our
weak.
emotion.
weakness.
Let me explain this. Excel.
Guess why? We are
For
weak.
the longest,
we are
we've
weak.
made it look like see, if a child says, "Oh, I was bullied and blah 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 blah," maybe if somebody paid attention to people's emotions more, maybe if
Melody.
we give people the opportunity to speak out more on
sorry,
certain
but
things
fuck
that
So
they're
you
going
carry
through.
gun, go shoot
Melody.
people.
No, I'm not talking
Hello,
about that
listen
boy.
to me, Melody.
I'm not
Listen,
talking about
listen,
that boy. No,
Your emotions.
I'm
if
saying maybe
Melody.
if we had
your emotions.
If
your
people
emotions.
who are in tune
If
with
your
their
response to getting bullied is killing 3-year-old kids, your emotions.
boy,
that story
let
is
me
so
be
bad.
done. Leave that boy out of the conversation.
No,
I'm
that's-
saying
Emotions. Your father, your mother, your children, your generations.
Do you know how crazy that story is?
Will you guys let
This
me
was
be-
one shooter. Police were afraid to go in.
Bro.
That's how weak our generation is. Police
wait,
came.
police no be person, papa.
A group of when you collect a job,
Hey, you collect badge and you swear oath.
you basically took a job that you have agreed can kill you.
No wait.
That's like a soldier
Let's-
saying,
let's
"I'm
not-
afraid to go
let's
to
not-
battle."
let's
I don't
not-
That's
understand.
like a bodyguard of Buhari say, "I'm afraid to stand in front of him." If bro, when
Excel.
men were men is a very valid statement when you start
Actually,
thinking about
actually.
these things. I'm
Excel,
serious.
when
I am very comfortable. I soft die. I want to marry a rich woman. God, make it happen. In my father's time, they no go the reason to marry rich woman.
Facts.
They go the reason say we must work, we must make it happen. But their generation has made it get to a point where hey God.
Back to what I was saying before. I'm saying that maybe if we talk to people more about being in tune with their emotions, we won't have a lot of people
We
who
are
are.
doing
Let
it
me
now.
be done.
We are doing
If
it
we
now.
stop demonizing it, if we allow
We are
people
not demonizing it, Sha.
people, it's being demonized. Being emotional is being.
I mean,
being
there's a
demonized.
difference between being a crybaby and being emotional.
If we allow more people to be emotional and be in tune with their emotions, we won't have certain things that happen. We won't.
That's
be
a
engaging.
lie. Should I tell you why that's
wait, like what?
We won't be mad if we just stop demonizing people being in touch with their emotions. We won't be mad when people say things like, "Oh, my dog is dying and I'm crying," or we won't be demonizing people when they say, "Wait," we won't be demonizing people when they say stuff like, "I cannot go through something because my mental health is not in the right place. I can't do this work because my mental health is not in the right place."
If everybody they think like them about their mental health, the business go die.
Hey God,
don't you understand?
You can think about my mental health and I'll still be productive, Tolani. Why do we think that we need to go all the way with things?
Melody, you are going to become an employer of
you understand? How people work is simple. What people focus on is what they become. It's what it is.
Tell it on fire.
A generation that focused on the working man, right? Which was when, if you check history, that was when America developed its billionaires. Was
J.D. Rockefeller,
Vanderbilt. That was the generation of the working man.
Detriment of who? Of a lot of people, right?
To be honest,
you built your billions on the back of some other people, right? That's the way of the world. That went to hell.
Yeah, but that's the way of the world.
Guess what? That's when America became America.
At the detriment of certain people.
The rise. See, my sister, you keep thinking the world can be equal, can be fair. You are too adults to think like this.
You are way.
No, I'm not saying the world can be equal, but I'm saying that the people that they've been building these things on their back out. It's okay for them to come out and say not anymore. I want to take care of myself.
Guess what they are
too.
doing? Let me tell you what they are doing. The hypocrisy of it is that they also want to do it at somebody's expense. Yes,
but they just don't have the opportunity to.
Yes,
it's not Excel. That's one way to put it. But there's the other way to do it is when they get into power, they will realize that the only way to make greatness happen is by
the most recent and greatest example we will always have is the Me Too movement.
No, guy.
Was the Me Too movement good? Was it good? Yes or no? Was it good?
Wait for the Me Too movement.
Yeah.
Elon Musk literally told his employees,
"Come back to the office.
Back inside the office.
If you no want go, resign."
Because he said, all of you, I was living with you in the fucking factories.
And I built this.
Bro, when you become an employer of labor, person go say.
But that Elon Musk mail was not too. I think it was too.
It wasn't like too anything. If you know
what,
why now? Like, must we applaud bad behavior?
What was bad in it?
I beg.
Come back to the office, work at least 40 hours a week.
Was that how he said it? No, the tone was off.
The tone? My Jesus, you are bothered about a fucking tone.
Why not?
You are bothered about a fucking tone.
So your tone should not matter.
My G. Okay. Elon Musk is not dating his employees. Do you understand that? You work for me. He didn't even say you bastards. Oh, you're making it seem like he was like, you sons of bitches. Come back to the office or get the fuck out. Now, what are you saying? What are you even saying?
Fam, his business was suffering.
What are we saying here?
So I saw a report where someone said that Elon Musk lays off 10% of Tesla employees.
Yeah, he said he was going to do it.
While he's set to take home $23 billion.
So he should not give them his money.
So the economy somehow is always great for billionaires, but bad for the workers.
Go and make your own billions. I don't understand.
Is it that easy to make?
Hold on.
I don't understand.
You think it was easy for Elon to make
his own money?
Are we joking here?
Elon collected money from PayPal and went and started living in a rented apartment because he invested in tech and SpaceX.
You think it was easy for Elon? Have you seen Elon from his PayPal? The guy was he had bald hair. Bro, we are just weak, and we are products of the environment of our time. It's fine. The problem is what? Overdo.
Excel.
The problem is
let me tell you something. People actually want to take days off now and get paid for it because they just don't feel like working.
No, just don't feel like working.
Bro, have you not seen?
They are mentally drained. And
have you not seen?
Melody, everybody is mentally drained. That is employment. Take a leave.
Melody,
go leave.
Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone. No, so the guy who invented electricity failed almost 99 times. Do you think he was not mentally trained? Answer that question. We are weak. We are products of a. See,
and I also feel
we are the generation that is enjoying the world.
I don't agree.
You do know that Excel is putting himself in this conversation, right?
Yes, now I am.
I feel
we
like
are products of an easy world.
It's unprecedented.
What the world is dealing with?
What are we dealing with?
The level of poverty, the level of
No, the world has
Nigerian me who live in Nigeria, bro. I don't know about. Please, I beg. The mental drain, the bad news, the this, the
Melody,
that,
Melody.
the overflow of information.
Once again, I'm telling you that there are Nigerians alive that lived through a civil war. Don't compare your poverty to that. I am begging with everything you have. You don't. Bro, have you not noticed that old Igbo people never support?
Are you saying we're having it easier than our father's generation?
Yes.
I don't know.
What'd you say?
Are you saying we're having it easier than our father's generation?
So, Melody,
your fathers lived through a military regime. Do you know what that is?
Economically,
do you know what a military regime
Melody,
is?
so you are talking about one part of their life. You're not talking about the entire part of their life.
This world is give and take. You have a military regime, you have a house, right? Congrats. Now you have freedom of speech. You don't have. This world is give and take. Something always goes.
No, but that's even a part of the conversation. You are talking about Nigeria at the time when everybody was just chilling. That's 60s, 70s. By the 80s, everything was fucked up.
Anyways.
Very important to see. We need to really. And now what we have is, bro, the overdo is what scares me.
No, the overdo is bad.
The overdo is what scares me. You know that last week we couldn't really get into the Johnny and Amber Heard conversation because that's a story of the Vice. Shout out to Vice. I love those guys. They did investigative journalism.
Kind of work though.
Yeah, they have. It's fine. They found. If you want to make money as a media outlet, if you like, don't be woke. If you like, don't be woke. They found out that a lot of far right
activists,
male groups, right, conservative far right male groups, were putting hundreds of thousands of
personal
dollars
money into
to do anti-Amber Heard campaigns.
Yeah.
Because to them, it was finally a chance to strike back at the Me Too movement, to strike back at feminism, to strike back at women. That's a ridiculous...
Because women dare to fight for themselves at some point.
That's a ridiculous amount of overdue. It's so crazy. Guess what? Do they have a reason for doing that? Yes. Did the Me Too movement overdo? Yes.
Except
it is wild that Amber Heard will write an article and Johnny Depp's career will end. Melody, please, let's calm down. Are we saying that Me Too was a good movement? Yes. Should women fight for their rights? Yes.
Yeah.
But the idea of you accuse somebody and we should not listen to the other person, believe all women, we are weak. This thing is mad. It's not normal. Melody, please, for once, agree that this thing is not... Can you agree that it's not normal? That somebody comes out and accuses another person and the other person's life immediately dies. Ends. If Johnny Depp, to be honest, let's even be honest, Johnny Depp is a mentally strong man. There are people that will kill themselves. In this generation, are we lying? Am I lying?
I mean, it has happened.
There are people that will kill themselves.
R.I.P. Izu.
Thank you. There are people that will kill themselves.
externally easy.
No, bro. Don't touch me.
There are people that will kill themselves. This thing, it's not a joke.
Easy, Talani.
And guess what?
Back.
We have all agreed, three of us in private conversations, that Johnny Depp is an asshole. Yeah. That he also abused that woman.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Three of us have agreed on that.
Yes.
And we have also agreed that Amber Heard was abusive.
Yes.
Why Amber Heard wey dey abusive? When no say she dey abusive, go get moral, write that thing
because she know.
That's how bad it is.
Okay, Excel, so since we're talking about things that we agree on and things that we do not agree on, can we please have honest conversation about this? Because I don't understand why you're just doing all of, oh my God. Can you please be honest? Can you let me talk? Thank you. Since we're having honest conversations now, Excel, and we're talking about the male activists or the left, right, whatever that pushed, do you understand that a lot of people are just mad at this Me Too conversation because women dared to speak?
Did I not say it at the beginning?
So do you also understand that some people are just mad because women...
admitted that.
Not because of what they said was wrong.
But he admitted all of that.
Why are you trying to move away from the conversation?
Bro.
The camera is not catching you.
Oh, okay.
They shouldn't even catch you. You can go.
Let me tell you something.
Because I knew
I'm a child of Polaroid.
Because I knew he would say
Excel.
it. I literally... Tolani, did I not literally open my sentence?
No, you are just trying to...
Don't ask me a question that I already answered before you asked it.
So my next question again is, do you know that this is just based on ego for lots of people?
He admitted that now.
So what are we now still going on about?
We are not going on about anything.
Melody.
Wait. Let me take this.
No,
let me take this.
Let
me take this. See, you have explained, guy. You have explained.
Just wait. For God's sake, you need to learn the add balance.
So what am I not adding balance to now?
Do you agree?
Yes. That
the Me Too movement did overdo? Do you agree? It's a simple question.
Yeah,
Okay.
Would you let me answer?
Don't use overdo.
It's
Don't use overdo. Was it profitable and problematic?
No, I don't even want to say
I don't.
profitable.
Please, excuse me.
That
Let me
said
answer
it.
overdo.
Yeah.
So it's not. I'm going to borrow Tolani's English here. It's a nuanced question.
Please give me nuanced answer.
It's a nuanced question,
Give me nuanced
and the answer is not direct.
Give me nuanced answer.
So now,
it's
for
fine.
the Me Too movement, when you say that, do I think that the Me Too movement overdid it and at some point overstretched it? I can get where you're coming from that perspective. I can understand why you say that, but I would also understand why they felt the need to do it because of years of going through a certain thing, and they felt like if they did not go to the extreme, nobody would listen to them. And also, I understand how that movement or the need to go extreme trickled down to something very toxic. Mm-hmm. So it's not a yes or no. Yeah. They felt the need to constantly shout because they feel like if they do not shout, nobody will hear them.
No,
but that shouting led to...
When has extremism ever been the solution to anything?
Oh, please, it was the solution to feminism at some point.
It wasn't. Is the world balanced?
Melody!
Will you agree that the world is balanced with all the extremism that has happened? Would you agree?
No.
It's not.
But do you understand that they needed the extremism at some point?
I understand that they were pushed to that point.
And
I also understand that when people called it out, they failed to see it. What those men did.
But why did they fail to see it?
What those men
Why? No. You need to address that. It's very important to this conversation.
Care.
No.
They didn't care.
They
it was
love
also
the power dynamic.
The power dynamic, and it was also profitable.
They love the power dynamic.
These people did it.
It showed us as Argento. It showed us that these people did it.
You said the story before.
No, on the podcast. If co-founder of Me Too movement slept with an underage boy
and then tried to pay the boy
and tried to bury the story by paying him off.
That happened, yeah. Okay, so
we are the monsters you made.
Okay, thank you, Brother Boy. Brother Boy, I hear you loud and clear. But my point is, when we talk about this extremism of feminism, I do not like the fact that we are. Can you cut him out? It must still be there. If it's not joy, let him go outside now. Excel, do you also understand? Do you guys understand why feminists needed that extremism at the beginning of the
No, you didn't need extremism. I understand so let me explain it to you. I understand why they did it. Why? Should I tell you why?
Do you think it was needed?
No, it wasn't. Should I tell you why they did it? Because by human nature, suppressed people overdo.
By human nature, suppressed people have to fight to be listened to, not overdo. They have to fight to be listened to.
You're making it look like women started fighting 10 years ago.
No, they've been fighting for the longest.
Yes. What has it done? The world has balanced to a certain level. I agree. Bro, there were feminists that carried bombs, though. Do you know that?
Excel.
The radical ones.
Excel, but do you agree that the conversations we're having
now... You are weak.
Excel, do you understand that the conversation that we've had in the past couple of years has opened up a lot of...
it would have opened up without the extremism.
No. You know what, Tolani, I'm not even going to say that. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you that the extremism created pros and cons. Should I give you a simple con?
Yes.
Let me answer this question.
Should I give you a simple con? International Women's Day. Mm-hmm. Every brand knows to just pander and get the fuck out.
But now we're calling them out for pandering.
Is it changing?
Why are you calling them out?
Is it changing anything?
But you created that.
These are the monsters you made.
You created the need for them because when they were not saying shit, you were knocking them. Now they started saying shit. You are still saying it's pretentious.
No, but
what do you want?
It's not
Pick
enough.
a side.
It's not enough for International Women's Day to come and talk about women. So
what you really want is for them to be saying, "Oh my God, I'm licking your feet."
No, it's to create a system that works for women.
Now, and in a few years, I'm not a prophet. I'm not a prophet, but in a few years, you're going to start dragging International Women's Day with transgenders because they will come and tell you that it's toxic, and they would have a point by every ideology you have supported.
Even the transgender,
they will tell you that
transgender conversation. Are we not speaking on it and saying this is not how it's supposed to go?
How far is that
going? But guess how? Guess how
J.K. Rowling not being attacked. No, but guess Chimamanda not being attacked by women.
Guess how we got here.
Monsters you made.
See,
that's today's episode.
Yes, monsters you made.
You guys remember when I said something the other time? It always goes back.
Oh,
bro, I'm a philosopher. It always goes back to the points of the things that have worked before. That's what we always go back to. Because the people that put them in place are not stupid. See, the only balance that could ever work in this world is the law. That's the only.
But did the law fail women time and time again?
It did now.
Do you know why it did?
So women had to take the law into their own hands. Why can't
let
we
me talk?
Okay, go on, please.
Melody, The only reason why the law works that way is because it is very easy for the law to miss things. Do you understand? It is very hard to prove rape in a court of law because except like unfortunately except like after it happens you go ahead
immediately. And what are the chances of doing that?
I said unfortunately.
Yeah.
But Melody,
yes,
it has to be that way because proving sex it's tough. Do you know how hard it is?
In
like
cases.
Even in cases of divorce, I've said it several times on the show that people don't go with adultery because what exactly is adultery? What is like? Can you prove the amount of times the sex happened? What exactly connotes sex? Do you understand?
When you fuck me,
a literal example would be a woman takes her husband to court for cheating, brings video footage of the man holding the woman's waist in the elevator, walking with her to the hotel room and entering the hotel room. It doesn't mean they fucked inside.
But from your body language, we can tell that something.
The law doesn't care. Do you know how many people should have been killed by body language? Are we joking here? The law doesn't care about that. Can you prove that the penis enter here? You can't. Thank you.
Yes.
Melody, so
you can, but we can say that we are
so you can argue your strongest.
We can
points.
Argue, yes,
but
you can argue.
For this reason, that's what I'm saying. For this reason, the law will always have loopholes.
Guys.
And also, can we also say that the reason the system failed women time and time again is because at the beginning we had men controlling the system. We didn't have enough women in the system to understand certain things.
No, I don't think it was
that are
because,
women issues.
I don't think that was what it was. I think it was because we had a lot of men. We had a system that subjugated women. That was not because of men. We had a system, generations that subjugated women. That's what it was. And guess what? It was also profitable for the women.
Gotcha.
You guys see the...
Was it not? Wait, was it not profitable for the women? Because look at your niggas were not going to war. A lot of them were stay at home moms while the husbands were working on Wall Street. That was the entire white life.
Shout out to Ukraine. Ukraine took models. Yeah. Bro, this is where I'm weak. I swear to God. Ukraine took top models, fine girls, gave them army uniform to wear, made them wear it, post online, join the army, let's fight. These babes were not fighting, no. They were literally just models to make men go and kill themselves. Bro, another crazy story. Of course, another crazy story from Ukraine. Ukraine girls were chatting with Russian soldiers on all these dating apps. They pull them out and using chats to get their coordinates to know where the soldiers were so that Ukraine can attack them.
I saw
soldier. A soldier. And you tell me we're not a weak generation. Generation where soldiers they did TikTok.
Let me go back to this conversation.
Tell me we're not a weak generation.
Let me go back to this conversation around like Melody, it's not exactly like see, I try to understand things. It's not exactly unfounded. So you look at the formation of men and women. Before pre-civilization, who was more likely to succeed in the world?
Men.
Why?
Stronger. It was a
physically stronger.
Survival of the fittest.
The era of muzzle.
Men and women are fucking different. We are different.
Physically, yeah.
The era of muzzle.
Biologically, we are different.
Yes, we are.
So it means that in that system, men and women, men were more likely to succeed. So it meant men were more likely to be the domineering ones that women would look up to for the survival. So that sort of became the standard.
Bro, this thing we're talking about make it look like it's still far away. Bro, women don't enjoy female sports.
Bro, women don't enjoy just spending their own money.
Women don't, no, leave that.
No.
I'm saying in the era of feminism. No, Tolani,
Okay.
in the era of feminism.
Okay.
In the era of womenhood and sisterhood.
Feminists
women are not supporting women's sports.
So because you're a feminist, I'm not going to do this for you.
Pick a struggle.
There was this thread that trended on social media about men. Someone said, men, this is a safe space. Tell us about the time you went out in public after you break up and you had to fight back tears the entire time. And men were really on that thread and they were confessing about the darnest things. So people talked about someone talked about how you couldn't go to work for dates. Someone talked about how he was crying up and down. What is the worst that happened to you after you break up?
If as a man you broke up and you couldn't go to work for days, you are making my point of a weak generation.
Excel, can you stop?
Now.
People are going through their feelings. Stop asking people not to feel the way they feel.
Do you think that
what's your problem now?
No, Melody, you still not get the point of this thing. Are they right to go through what they are going through?
Yes,
they are.
Uh-huh.
I'm saying that the world was crazier enough that the people in the you need to understand that this thing we call toxic, we should re-examine it, and let me explain why.
I'm tired.
May I explain why? May I?
What?
The world was so bad. Your feelings, you have to keep it in and go and survive.
And now we're saying you don't have to do that.
Now we're saying
cry out your feelings.
Overdo. Because somebody's business is suffering because they broke up with you. No, look. Hey, God,
and you are going to pay for. You are going to get paid for that.
May God have mercy.
You are going to get
So
paid.
because you are working, you should shut your emotions down.
Did I say that?
So you should
Please don't say I said that though. I never. Hey.
Excel, can you tell us what's the worst thing that happened to you after you break up, please? As a manly man that you are.
I'm not a manly man. No. I'm very emotional.
Okay, good. So what's the worst that happened to you after you break up?
I think the worst thing that has happened. I've been broken up with in a period I was broke. So
go eat.
I can't even buy something to cope with. I can't go and buy shayo and cope.
You can't buy Igbo and shayo. You know what you are buying? Ogidigo.
Physically and emotionally broke. It was trenches, bro.
What did you do? Did you go to her house? Did you beg her? Did you cry? Did you go under the rain? You know, those back in the day R&B and say, I need you.
No, I didn't actually.
So what did you do?
No. I think I cried. Yeah, I did. I cried. I remember my shout out to my nigga Afolabi Afo. Afo saw me crying. I was like, huh? And then he kept quiet. And then like a week later, I was like, so you did cry the other day.
The nigga shock.
So you did cry the other day. So yeah, but I mean, it is what it is.
So what about you?
No, do I look like someone that has been heartbroken before?
Yes.
Yes.
That's why your articles are mean.
That's
oh my God.
But it's impossible for you to tell me I've not been heartbroken. Can you just please stop? This is not your fact. This is not fact only with Kelvin. Please be honest here.
Listen,
that's Nia and Kelvin will be recording to your fact only.
The first time I've ever been in a relationship in my adult life was last year.
True. But before then, all those your friends.
So you need to take risks with your heart.
Before then, so nobody.
Your heart.
So friends with benefit, you guys used to do.
Not hard to half.
Friends with benefit, they don't break up.
Before it becomes a breakup, you get out of it.
And that's facts only. Did you guys see the Lai Wasabi Jesus joke?
I saw it. That guy is ridiculously funny.
Shout out to Lai Wasabi and Sabinos. They're killing it.
The guy is really funny.
Lai Wasabi did a Jesus joke where he was like, he was basically imagining Jesus as a toxic boss. So he did the whole let the dead bury the dead. He did the one that was funny was Peter was sick.
I saw it.
And someone was like,
he called.
He was like, is Peter in the office? They're like, oh, Peter is not feeling well. I was like,
called.
oh, let's heal him then. He can't do like this. Peter can't heal. They show Peter where they. Peter heal the vex.
That's call Peter now. It's fine.
Oh my God. But the gist there is that Christians were pissed. A couple of Christians were pissed. They were angry. And they did what I hate the most in the world. Spiritual whataboutism. If we were Muslims, if we were this, if we were that.
But you can't crack such jokes with Allah.
Melody, I don't think the defense for somebody made a joke. You shouldn't use something that's wrong as your defense.
I agree.
It is wild.
I agree. That means you're applauding them for doing that.
That also means you're not even that far off.
Yeah, and you think
that's
it's okay.
That's actually not the problem here, Sha.
For me, that's the problem.
That's not the problem here.
What's the problem?
The problem here is your relation. I mean, I don't know why there's militancy attached to religion right now.
Right now,
like I need to fight for my
fighters
savior.
for the kingdom.
Yeah, I need to fight for
fighters
my. I need to fight for my.
But it's not right now. No. You don't understand. Like, well, true. But right it's also that people are way more open to acting on those things now. I might be wrong, but I think that's what it is now. Especially in Christianity.
If I'm to answer that from my personal Christian point of view, is that a lot of Christians don't know God.
So here's the thing. What I've realized about my relationship with God over the past 4 years is your relationship with God is very personal.
Very personal.
You determine your relationship with God.
Very personal. And should I explain something I understood from this live wasabi thing? Because a lot of Christians cannot come out and explain why Jesus would say, let the dead bury the dead. So when they can't explain something, they fight. And that's not just even Christian, in all religions.
You know why? You know why? Because religion is a state of mind.
It is.
And it's conditioning.
It is.
And when something is conditioned,
religion is cult-like, bro.
Yeah. When people are trained to think of something as supreme and not to be questioned, they can't process. It's like when you ask, when you question women and you ask them logical questions, and they say, That's what those people do. You understand?
See, I'm not. If you need a reminder, just watch last week's episode. Don't.
Right?
It's okay.
Right? So that's what you need to see. Now, it takes me back to one thing that I always say about. Shout out to David Adeleke. He tweeted this today. I can't remember. I don't think he even remembers. Like 2018. You have questions. I have those questions too. You have doubts. I have doubts too.
Yeah.
But you see this religion thing and this God thing, it gives me peace, so I'm going to embrace it.
Simple.
If more Christians had that entire idea, it's impossible.
Keep fighting unnecessary battles.
It's impossible to be spiritual, be religious even, but know that it's logical to have questions.
The craziest thing that history has shown us is
even in your relationship with people, don't you have questions?
Whenever human beings have taken it upon themselves to defend a god, any god, the ripple effects are dangerous.
Yeah,
yes, I agree. You know,
and
I also feel like
Christians had crusaders, Muslims still doing their thing. Shout out to them, still doing their thing.
I agree.
You understand? When people take it upon themselves to defend a god,
there's a problem.
And the simple as I was talking to one guy today on my way here, and the guy was like, because we were arguing on, I was like, look, I'm going to ask you a serious question. How powerful do you think our Christian God is? How powerful do you think Jesus is? Like, what kind of question is that? Jesus is the most powerful.
So why do you feel need to fight for him?
Do you think Jesus is affected by a joke?
Why do you even?
Do you understand?
Do you think he reduces from his?
You reduce his
supremacy to something like a joke can dampen.
And the crazy thing is, Jesus, Jesus turned water to wine, my G. And when we say wine, Nashayo, the MC, the host, the Dotun or Jimmy of that wedding came to the groom and said, you they fuck up. People, they bring the better shayo at the beginning. You, they bring the worst shayo now. The shayo, do you understand? It enter. Like the Bible is actually crazy. I was reading. I've been doing a lot of church recently. So I was reading the birth of Jesus, the wise men. Do you know that the wise men are, when they say wise men, they are not saying wisdom. They were diviners. They were babalawo.
Yeah. That's what they brought.
It was babalawo. 3 babalawos traveled from far to come and hail Jesus. Guess what? Herod wanted to kill Jesus. God used 3 babalawos. An angel spoke to those 3 babalawos to give Joseph them info.
Did Jesus wash the feet of a prostitute?
Give what to Caesar to Caesar.
My brother,
people
need to.
No, the answers are in the Bible. So that's one thing.
People need to calm down.
So that's one thing that
people need to calm down. I have a problem with the kind of Christianity we practice here, or even religion generally. The kind of religion we practice here. It's a don't ask question kind of religion. Don't say anything kind of religion.
And we're not doing anything
follow
new.
Blindly.
You know that we're not doing any. And again, we're not doing anything new, because when Jesus was around, the Pharisees fought him. The Pharisees basically represent the institution of religion. Yeah. History just repeats itself.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes.
That's what it is. Anything else?
I think we're done.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, give reviews. If you're listening on any of the podcast platforms, please review. 5 stars only. We don't. Come on, dog.
And please leave comments.
5 stars album.
Leave comments.
We out.